Yep, this Purp. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hold on, let me take this down. Give me a second. Welcome, welcome. How y'all doing? Let me bring in my panel real quick.
Hello,
What up,
hello.
yo?
Guru, Rashad, Purp. Ooh, it keeps growing. PB.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome. Welcome everybody to the Purp Show Wars 2022, right? I guess right. Yeah. How's
Sure.
everybody? Yeah. How's everybody doing?
What's up?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go with your Guru.
I'm good. Y'all hear me?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
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 All right. I'm
Joe,
excited.
Hello, hello,
Joe,
hello.
last year's winner of the
Yeah,
Channel
you
of the
can't do two
Year.
in a row? What's wrong with two consecutive victories? What's wrong with that?
Nah, I want to keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
that's incredible.
if that was the case, I'd just put myself up there and I win every year. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
let's
But
not get crazy now. Let's be objective about it.
what up, Rashad? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm good, fam. I appreciate you inviting me on, man. You could have picked anybody else, but you chose me, bro. So I appreciate you.
Okay, it's got LB in here. PB, what's
Oh,
up?
Yo,
well, I'm doing better now. My cousin's here.
How you doing, LB?
what up? What up? Good. I'm good. How y'all?
Chilling, chilling. Get ready to get into the festivities. Yep, it's another one of these years. Another Perp Show Awards. We got a plethora of different categories. Starting off with
Fancy
two
words.
two new ones. That I just wanted to kind of do for fun, like best hero and best villain. But before I get into that, I want to let y'all know in an hour, I'll be giving away like two digital movies tonight. So in like an hour, I'll give away one, and then before I announce, we do the channel of the year, I'll do another one. You know what I'm saying? So you will be rewarded for staying tuned and stuff like that. So whoever gets the code, first come first serve, whoop de whoop. You know what I'm saying? So let's without wasting no time, let's get into the first category, and that is best hero of 2022. So bring up the nominees. We've got Boji. He's from Ranking Kings.
Nice.
A lot of people might, yeah. See, me and PB know about this. So he's an
Yeah.
anime character, and then you got Sienna Shaw from Terrifier 2. She is pretty much the main lead and had a really
Yeah.
interesting uh breakout role. Like a lot of people felt like she stole the show, and she's definitely one of the better things about that movie. Then we have 11 from Stranger Things, of course. You know what I'm saying? That goes without saying. We also have Max in here as well. I figured I'd add her as well. And then Evelyn from Everything Everywhere All at Once. She was the main character in that. And then we have Chosen from Cobra Kai
Ooh,
season
this is not
5.
fair. This ain't fair, man. Nah, dude.
Man, I ain't
So
heard of near one of these people.
What?
that's why I tell people you gotta watch more shit, man. You gotta watch more shit. You know what I'm saying? So you
May-
can.
I mean,
Maybe, maybe you, maybe you watch too much stuff.
Nah, there's no such thing for me. There's no such thing in my world.
I
Um.
know half of them.
So what are some heroes that stuck out to y'all that y'all watched throughout the years? Rashad.
Well, pretty much everybody that's on this list except for that first. What's how you say it, Boji?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I never heard of him, but
Oh
um,
my God, he's amazing.
yeah, like yeah. So all these people here, and then I gotta say, the son from Avatar 2, even though he was kind of a troubled kid, man, but he came through in the clutch. So
Mhm.
I would throw him in there. And
Okay.
shit, I'm gonna say it. I don't care if the movie flopped. I don't care if they dissed the Rock Black Adam. I'm gonna throw him in there too.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of off the top of the dome, including what you have here, man. This is a good ass list.
True. True. Let me tap in with the chat real quick. Let's see what we got here. We got Spoiler Kings. Shouts to you, Chillmonger. Anzo, Tony's in here. Awesome Destroyer. Salute. He's a big supporter. Butcher. Salute. Kiri. Salute. T Turner. Salute. Okay. Got LB in there as well. Just wanted to address that. PB, how about you? What heroes kind of stick out to you out of like TV shows or movies?
Well, I mean, it's got to be Boji. He's the only person on the list who was trained by Vegeta.
True, yeah. Watching them. True. What about you, LB?
How's that?
LB, is he muted? No. I'll go back.
The only show I've watched, I don't even consider anyone on there to be heroes, so I can't even call it, bro.
Was it His Dark Materials?
Yeah, bro. Ain't nobody on that show a hero.
Sure.
And then I mean, the other shows I watch are like procedural shows, so I mean, yeah.
That's cool. To each his own. How about you, Chill?
It's not Boji because the first episode that I watched, I turned off immediately, and he's the reason he's the star. So we're not giving him any credit. Deanna Shaw is in a horror flick, like LB says. It's just not the right genre for it. She doesn't qualify. Now there's 11 and there's Max. I feel that Max, the actress named Sadie Sink, is getting a lot of attention, so she'll trump 11. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go with Max over her. But then the other candidates. Chosen, haven't watched his stuff. Evelyn in Everything Everywhere All at Once, I did watch, but I did not get big hero vibes from her, so she's out by default. It's down to Max or Chosen. Tell me what's Chosen done to get him this qualification.
What?
As far as
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna let you go. But what's Chosen done? Man, Chosen was the MVP of that season. Chosen protected Daniel. He was the enforcer. If it wasn't for him, shit would have been a lot worse, and Terry Silver would have came out victorious. Nah, man, no.
It sounds like we're giving it to Chosen.
and to kind of rebuttal what you were talking about, saying Deanna Shaw isn't technically a hero. Well, she's a final girl, and final girls are heroes. So just had to let you know that. But, all right, so Guru, how about you?
Well, looking over the list, I mean, everybody had pretty good breakdowns. I didn't see Boji, so I'm sleep on that. I'm waiting till New Year's to watch Cobra Kai as God intended, so I haven't seen that. Deanna Shaw, I haven't seen Terrifier 2, so that kind of disqualified me from commenting on her. But just looking at the list, I mean, the hero here is 11. I mean, let's be clear. Like, she was really on her hero time this year. She was almost Goku-esque as far as being, in the Saiyan saga, the Namek saga, as she was sitting there and have to work and get her powers back and had to grind and grit to come and save everybody's ass at the end. So, I'm looking at 11 from the list as the preeminent hero, and just in general, I'm looking at the Batman. You know what I'm saying? I think the Batman got snubbed. Robert Pattinson's Batman got snubbed from this list. I think the whole...
I thought this was TV shows.
How did Batman?
No, it's anything right? from movies or TVs.
Yeah.
So that's where I was picking from.
Yeah, so the Batman, I mean, his whole arc in that movie was a hero's journey. And he, he becomes a hero from a vigilante to a hero. That's the entire arc of the movie. So that's why I would say, in general, as far as heroes I noticed this year, I would look at the Batman.
Okay. I
just need you to tell me one instance where the Batman was actually a hero in that movie.
One instance when he had to save them people who was trapped underwater or whatever.
You're talking about the flare scene.
Yeah.
That was the whole symbolism of Batman being behind saying everybody getting behind the Batman. That whole symbolism was crazy.
Nothing. They could have just crawled out from under the metal. Everybody could see that they could just crawl out. No, it's dark.
That's not the scene, though. it's not about what they could have done. It's not the physical matter of escaping. It's the hope that Batman provided them. That's the whole point of the scene. That's when he showed that he's a hero, not just a vigilante out to get justice, but he's providing hope to the city of Gotham.
And I would say that he's like some lame ass character who absolutely failed and was like, well, I'm sorry that I couldn't come through where you guys needed me, but if you could follow me this way, we will walk out of the water.
I like that scene because that just the whole symbolism behind that scene was really dope to me. Like him coming to that realization that like I gotta be more than just vengeance and stuff like
right. Facts.
It's a symbol of hope, the beacon of light, But anyways, shouts to K Dot for the $10 super sticker. Appreciate it, bro. K Dot, you're in here, right?
Yep.
So, what hero would you pick from any movie or TV show that stand out to you?
She-Hulk.
Hilarious.
Obviously, Shorty. Nah, I'm joking. I'm going off this list. I'm gonna go off this list. Guru gave the best breakdown of it, and I actually do agree. Because that I was getting the same type of vibes from 11 that whole this whole fourth season. She did feel like Goku during the Saiyan cycle. Like everybody was like, "Where's 11? Where's 11? We need 11. We need 11." Sure, she wasn't there physically to be there to help Max. She had to help her from afar, but still, like her doing what she did from where she was at just to help out, try to help out Max the best way she can. Yes, y'all ended up losing. But still, her trying is what made that fourth season with her so compelling. Like her trying the best she could, because and also that's one of my few issues with some of these seasons that they keep on separating the characters. But at the end of it, 11 still got the shine, and she ended up coming to save the day.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to 11 off this list. But if I had to pick second, Chosen.
Okay. Everybody, a lot of people saying 11.
I don't even know who that is.
All right. So, with that being said, let's get into who the winner is. And the winner is.
It's rigged. Look at him struggle to live that.
Of course, it's an anime character.
Welcome to the Purple Wars, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, bro. Y'all knew for a fact he's gonna be an anime character.
Welcome to the Purple Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, what a clip! That was a great clip.
Yeah, man. I could have added more, but I wanted to keep it relatively short. But yeah, Boji is the winner.
Yeah.
And why I picked Boji is because he had the classic, underdog story where, just based on his size, a lot of people treated him like shit. He was always getting picked on, not knowing that he's also, the prince, and knowing who his lineage, like where he comes from, is like his dad is one of the top kings. He's like this fucking giant. His mom's a fucking giant, and then he comes out looking like this, and he's deaf, and he uses sign languages to communicate. And I just like the whole journey he takes, like to become this king and stuff by the end of the first season, and just what?
No, not. I'm sorry. I'm watching basketball. My bad.
I was about to say. but that's why I picked it, because he was never selfish. He looked out for his comrades, and just how he interacts with the other characters and how they end up respecting him at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I picked Boji.
So I have a question. Is there for someone who hasn't seen this show, is there a specific moment where he was like, yeah, he's the hero of the year for the Purp Show Awards?
Oh yeah, definitely. When he's when he beats he didn't really defeat the one moral character, but there was a
Talking
scene
about
where he had to.
Oaken?
He said what?
Talking about
Oaken?
Oaken?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he fought him a little bit, but the main fight was with him and his father and stuff. Where his father took
Oh,
over
okay.
when his father took over his one of his son's bodies and stuff like that. And that shit was dark. That show was really dark. Like
It's
you'll look
amazing.
at this show or you look at the trailer and be like, this probably is for kids. No, this is definitely not for kids.
No.
Like Boji sits there, he gets impaled and just there's blood and shit. Like yo, he gets fucked up.
There's demons.
Yes, there's demons. You know, there's a whole underworld and stuff like that. The world building in the show is really incredible. But that's why I picked Boji, just because it's like that classic underdog story where you see him kind of going through all these different kind of things in his life, and also, you know, like I said, making friends, and you know, everybody eventually respecting him by the end of it, stuff like
That
that.
clip you showed
Congratulations
where
to
he was
Boji.
slicing up looked really, really good. I didn't get to that episode yet, but it looked all right.
Yeah, you just gotta stick with it, because like I like the world building.
I agree with that because yeah, the first couple episodes I was like, I don't know about this, and then I think Purp said it's like either episode 5 or 6. He's like right there. He's like, once you get to the first twist, it takes off, and I was like, holy fuck, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it hooked me after the second episode where we get like the Shadows like backstory. And I was like, damn, they're sitting here making me care about a Shadow. That's fucking crazy. Like, anyways, next we have the best hero. Not best hero. Best villain of 2022, and here are the nominees. You got Jobo. You got Jobo Tupaki. You got Pearl. You got Shigaraki. You got Uabak or Uabak. Like there's so many ways you can say his name, but Art the Clown and Vecna. Now, Guru, out of not like you don't gotta pick a villain from here, but what villain stood out to you the most this year that you've watched?
You probably already know how I feel about Jobu Tupaki's character, so I won't get into that. But I do feel, just from this list, I really liked Vecna this year. I like the character design. I like the alliterations to Freddy Krueger, as far as you know, how, again, his character design and how he approached his villainy. So from this list, I would say Vecna. I think overall, I would throw the Scarlet Witch in there. I liked what she was doing in Doctor Strange as a villain, antagonizing that story. I think she was a part of that story and carried it from a villainous perspective. So from the list, I would say Vecna, and I think overall, I would say the Scarlet Witch.
Okay. Yeah, I like Jobo Tupaki, like how she's just this multiversal type of villain. I like Pearl, just seeing kind of like the beginnings of her character, where we get introduced to her character in X. Shigaraki, I just like his character because he's one of my favorite characters in My Hero, and like in season 6, he's pretty much like Thanos at this point, where all the heroes are pretty much fighting him, and he's pretty much, you know, giving them a run for their money. Yuobak, I put him on here because just his introduction, like he is pretty much in this in the Bleach world. His name's like the Quincy King and stuff like this. It's a whole nother faction. I'm not gonna go into all of that, but he pretty much invaded the Soul Society, which that's where all the Soul Reapers and blah blah blah, and you know what I'm saying. Just kind of think of like, because what he did in his introduction is very similar to like kind of like the Emperor with Order 66, where he pretty much pulls up to the Soul Society and just starts killing Soul Reapers, and you know what I'm saying. They even like in the first, I forget how many, like I think it's by episode 2 where they announced like they've only been there for 7 minutes and they killed over like 1,000 people and stuff like that. So yeah, he's definitely a very interesting character. even when they introduced his character in the first episode, where two of his subordinates are like arguing with each other, he just like cuts one dude's arm off just for arguing in front of him and stuff. And he's quick to kill people just off of little things. Art the Clown, I think he really brings something new as far as horror goes, and just he adds to that pantheon of like the Freddys, the Jasons, and stuff like that for the modern day. Vecna, like Guru said, he's just a really dope, refreshing villain, very Freddy Krueger-esque, where he's like he works in this different dimension and whatnot. But anyways, Chillmonger, how do you feel about the villains this year? Who would you pick that you've seen?
Let me rule out a couple. I liked Everything Everywhere All at Once. It wasn't for their villain. It was the multiverse stuff. It was the interesting story, not the villain. Jobo Tupaki is out. Sorry, Guru. And then we look at Stranger Things, same thing. It's not the villain. It's the song. If I only could. And then Soda Vegna's out. Shigaraki's a good pick. But Art the Clown did something which brought a movie, Terrifier 2, such a low budget, such a like an independent, and made some noise. So we got to give it to Art the Clown.
Okay. And shouts to Low-Key Cave popping up. He said, what about Corey Cunningham? I did originally have him on here, but I'll give him an honorable mention because Corey did kill a kid by accident, but that was one of the greatest opening scenes of any Halloween movie, period. Like, salute tonight. I see him in here. Okay, so Rashad, who would you pick for your villain of the year out of everything that you've watched so far?
Yeah, another tough one because there's been some good villains here. I like the list here. Of course, Art the Clown and Vecna, they would be at the top of my list, as well as Pearl. And I would add Terry Silver in there from season 5 of Cobra Kai. I thought he's evil personified. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like the martial arts version of Emperor Palpatine. And you know what I'm saying? And I would also add what was his name? The Grabber from Black Phone.
Oh yeah, the Grabber.
Yeah. I thought he was an effective villain too, because he just, every time you saw him, he just made you feel uncomfortable, But if I had to pick one, dude, it had to be Art the Clown, because that motherfucker was just ruthless. There was a point in the movie where I'm like, all right, man, stop. All right, she's had enough. just stop. Damn. And it's like you think it's over, and then he comes back and he hasn't had enough. He wants to go some more.
Yeah, he comes back. He'll come back with some bleach and some salt to throw on your ass. Like, that's just crazy.
So if I had to pick one, it would be Art. But like right behind Art, I would say Vecna and Terry Silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, K-Dot?
I'm gonna have to go with Vecna. There's like Shigaraki, Art Clown, the Ewatch dude. Only villains
it's Uabak. It's weird. It's like there's two ways you could pronounce it, but like the easiest way is Uabak. Some people call him Yahweh and shit, like, which is hilarious as fuck to me. It's just like that. Those two do not sound alike at all. But continue.
Yeah, the only people on this list I can pick is Jobu or Vecna, so I'm gonna have to go with Vecna. Finding out that Vecna has been the mastermind since season 1 was crazy. I thought it was just, random occurrences, all that, but nah, Vecna wanted to smoke. He needed that revenge. I'm gonna have to get to Vecna. He was savage, and I love the Freddy Krueger reference with his character. I mean, his whole character is literally a Freddy Krueger. Is Freddy Krueger inspired?
True. All right, PB, how about you?
Well, I don't watch nearly as much stuff as you, but the one I would pick off of my list, it's got to be the Riddler. He's the only person that I know of villain-wise who completed his entire plan exactly the way he wanted to.
Okay.
Like, he's a psychopath, and he went through with it. He did everything down to the T's. And then he even, because he's totally crazy, turned himself in. The Batman didn't even get credit for that. He's impressive. But the only one that I know on the list is Art the Clown, so I'll pick Art the Clown.
Okay. LB?
First of all, his name is You Watch. That's how
You Watch? Yeah, if you go with the as you're seeing it, yeah.
That's what Google says. It's You Watch. So we going with Google.
You Watch.
Man, I don't know no villains, man. I can't even call it, bro. But I just know you're gonna pick one of the anime people.
Nah. I'm surprised you didn't say Kanye, because Kanye's had a crazy villain arc this year. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Or antagonist. Yeah. So let's get into the winner. Let me pull this up. Gotta scroll all the way down. Gotta make this shit easier. Anyways. Okay.
Wow, look at all that villainous stuff.
Okay, yes, well, I want to say that. Okay, I don't think Pearl is the best villain, but that actress is the best. Like, she gave the best performance of anybody that played a villain. So yeah, performance wise, that actress, I keep forgetting her name, but she knocked out the fucking park.
She did,
especially with that monologue that she had. Like, yo, just give her an Oscar nomination. She killed it.
Agree.
What is that? That's a horror movie.
Yeah, horror movie. It was literally, this was a hard one for me because I wanted to pick Yuobak just because of his impact, but then like it was between that, Art the Clown. Then it just really came down to Art the Clown and Pearl. Because Art the Clown, he is just the embodiment of evil, but I feel like Pearl is very interesting, where we get to kind of see why she is the way she is. You know, we get to see her descent into that villainy and stuff like that, and to see what makes her tick, and and how they show that in just how she is portrayed in X is really interesting. And yeah, I just had to give it to Mia Goth regardless, because like she came in, played the old version of Pearl and the younger version of Pearl, and she was playing Maxine, so she's playing like almost essentially like three kind of different characters this year and stuff like that. So I definitely had to give it to Pearl. So that's it for those categories. I just wanted to kind of do those for fun, nothing too serious.
Let me ask you a quick question. So if you're the Oscars, right? Well, this is kind of your Oscar. If you're picking Best Actor, right? Would you pick Mia Goth as Pearl or Paul Dano as Riddler as far as best performance?
Oh, Mia Goth.
Okay.
Hands down. Even if she didn't have that like 8-minute monologue, bro, like I would still give it to her. She just did an incredible job of just portraying this psychotic character. Like, she was always kind of like out of there. You know, she wasn't all the way there, but I just like to see that like turning point for her and what ends up happening. And yeah. Okay. So, but this next one.
How about the Colonel in Avatar 2? Is Avatar not eligible? I hope I see some.
The Colonel is cool, but I'm just saying, as far as like these other villains, I don't think he comes close.
But listen, I think he's honorable mention though, because you know the whole point of a villain is, you know, you're supposed to hate him, and he wasn't even a villain that I loved to hate. I just hated that motherfucker. Like when Jake choked him out, I said, no, that's not good enough. I wasn't satisfied. I wanted him to get filleted, fucking Suplex City, Brock Lesnar style, F5, like the whole, like I wanted that motherfucker. Yo, I wanted him to hurt. So that just shows how good of a villain he was. Like, I mean, they say, yeah, he was a one-note villain, and he kind of is, but it was effective because you hated him.
So let me follow up on that with the wrestling references. You made some points there. I haven't seen the movie, but from the review I watched, he is a one-note villain like you mentioned. So is he a villain that he did such a good job that you hate, or is he the X-Pac type villain?
No, he's a villain that you hate him. Like he's on the level to me of like Commodus and Gladiator. You just want to see him get hurt. Like he just does some evil shit where you're like, nah, you gotta go.
Yeah, I do like his methods of how he kind of like lured Jake out. So I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah, he's pretty savage in that sense. But yeah, I would say yeah, he gets an honorable mention. Like Corey Cunningham, he gets an honorable mention. There's a couple other ones I could think off the top of my head, but we're just gonna move on to the next one. This is my personal favorite category, and this is one that was really hard for me to come to a decision, and that is the best anime/animation of 2022. And that's and we got go ahead.
I don't see Tales of the Jedi on this list.
You're never going to see that. But but these six I feel like are. I want to also give an honorable mention to Demon Slayer season 2 because I completely forgot that came out this year. Because like everything like from 2021 to 2022 is like kind of blending with each other, so I'll be forgetting what comes out. But I'll give that an honorable mention because that animation was just on some god level shit. But I picked Pantheon because this is a brand new show that's on AMC. That goes with the whole transhumanism. If anybody's familiar with that, like just putting your consciousness into like an AI and stuff, and really dope show. I don't want to spoil it. Like I said, just go check it out for yourself. Ranking of Kings. I thought this was a really unique anime that has come out from Wit Studios. They're the same people that made like AOT, Vinland Saga and stuff like that. They always come with some unique style where this kind of reminds me of those like old children's books, like some of those art styles. But then we have Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War, which Bleach, if y'all haven't know the whole controversy that it's stopped airing like 10 years ago. They never got to finish the final arc because like the creator Kubo was kind of going through stuff like health wise and shit like that. So he's finally able to come back like 10 years later and finish off the series of Bleach. And bro, when I tell you like every episode has just been amazing, just phenomenal, just on point animation. I just like the style of it. It's just refreshing. It's making me even going back to the original, like just the original Bleach and just seeing how everything connects. Like the foreshadowing in Bleach is crazy, and how they're just tying everything that was considered filler now is like becoming canon. And I'm just glad that Kubo was able to just get out what he wanted to do, because this is a very controversial like arc in Bleach. Like a lot of people felt like it was rushed in the manga and stuff like that. Then of course we got AOT season 4 part 2, which I thought this was incredible as well. As a continuation of wrapping up the story of AOT, I just thought it was really dope because each part to me felt like I'm watching like an individual movie. Just all the performances, voice acting from all the sub voice actors and stuff like that has been incredible. And then Cyberpunk Edge Runners, if you have never played Cyberpunk, what was it 2077? The game is trash, but this show is amazing. It was animated by Trigger Studios. You probably are familiar with them if you've watched Kill la Kill, or they did a Star Wars thing. The Twins, they did the Twins episode in Star Wars Visions. But
yeah,
them doing this Edge Runners, that's kind of dipping more into the whole transhumanism, like mixing man with machine type shit. But the animation art style is just perfect, and I'm glad that they didn't do a season 2, and they're just going to make this a one-off. And then Chainsaw Man, this is a brand new anime that has just came out this year, and it's really blowing up. And it's surprising because this is a Shonen Jump, and Shonen Jump usually doesn't do super over violent like content like that, and it's just really blowing up in the mainstream. It's very interesting how it's blowing up. And it's essentially this this guy Denji, he's pretty much trying to pay off his father's debt, his father's debt that he left behind. It's just like there's just no way he's going to be able to pay for it. He's like giving up an eye, he's just giving up body parts and stuff for this. But then he comes along this devil, and this becomes this whole thing with this universe that there's these devils, there's like chainsaw devils, there's a gun devil, there's a katana devil, and like all these different people have made contracts with these devils and stuff, and like that becomes like it's a whole business of getting rid of devils. And it's a really dope, fascinating show, and I just love the blend of 2D and 3D, which I usually have an issue with that, but I feel like Chainsaw Man does it the best. But yeah, that's my long-winded answer for all these. But K-Dot, out of any anime or animations that you've watched this year, what stood out to you the most?
I mean, it's obvious. Chainsaw Man, I'm still finishing that up, so I still need to finish that.
Oh.
But it's obvious. I gotta give it to Attack on Titan season 4 part 2. I'm sorry that where we're at right now. While they baited us with that ending, they left us on a huge cliffhanger.
Huge.
But ending part 2 that way they did just got me so excited for part 3. And at this moment, I'm like, where's the trailer at? Where's the trailer at? We need the trailer because we know they're going to drop this in like January or February or something. I need that trailer ASAP because I need to see what my boy Aaron plans to do. I know what he's kind of going to do, but I need to see him execute this plan because this plan.
That rumbling. That's that rumbling.
This plan is wild. It is insane. It is. Look, Darth Vader won't have nothing on this if this happens. All right, if everything goes
a little bit.
Aaron about to change history. That's all I'm going to say. I got to give it to Attack on Titan season 4 part 2. That was a great part 2 of the season.
Okay, so LB, you're picking Tales from the Jedi. I don't know why.
Tales of the Jedi. Get it right. You ain't even watch it, bruh.
No, it was good.
That's true.
Good. That show is fire, bruh.
Like,
Wait,
I didn't think they were gonna show Count Dooku just killing sons of bitches left and right, but that's pretty good.
Okay. PB, how about you?
Oh, I'm gonna be with my cousin on this one, but I'm also gonna say, of the list, the only one that I watched was Ranking of Kings, but I'm pretty confident that Purp is gonna pick Attack on Titan.
Okay. Rashad?
Yeah, same here. I haven't watched any of them on this list, but you've been trying to convert me to Attack on Titan for the longest, so I'm just gonna make a prediction.
He's been on YouTube.
What's that?
For the entire time he's been on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. So if I could predict which one you're gonna pick, Purp, yeah, I'm gonna say Attack on Titan.
Don't do it. Don't watch it, bruh. You're gonna see some things you'll be very uncomfortable with.
Don't listen to LB. But anyways, Guru, how about you?
Well, from this list, I've only seen 3: Pantheon, AOT, and first episode or 2 of Chainsaw Man. What I can say about Chainsaw Man off the rip, in a general sense, is that it's a very beautiful show. Looks amazing. Your artwork is amazing, but it kind of seems like anime is doing too much with these demon shows. Like everybody's a demon hunter now, and everybody's fighting against demons. It seems like a trend, and it seems like Chainsaw Man is capitalizing on that trend. So there's a little bit of originality that lacks. I'm pretty sure the story's still good. I haven't finished it, but just in general, the concept of protagonist fights a demon, I mean, we're seeing that a lot throughout anime. That's just a thought on that. AOT was fantastic as always. I think the central conflict this season wasn't as strong as in previous seasons. It was more like finishing the previous story and setting up the next story. So it was a bit of a transition as far as that. But as far as Pantheon was the most fantastic thing I've seen animated in quite some time. I'm talking about from a storyline perspective. I haven't seen anything done as well as this show. The way they developed the characters, the way they worked with the subject matter of AI and uploading yourself into, a digital plane. Some of the twists and turns are absolutely captivating. So Pantheon, a very underrated show. A lot of people haven't seen that show, but I will say it's the most fantastic show that nobody has seen.
Damn.
Okay. That's fair. I like the breakdown of that. And I'll say, like, just to that, once you get to a certain point in Chainsaw Man, like, I think your perception will change of the show as far as like direction and stuff like that. But chill, we'll get your thoughts and just what anime or animation, it could be like a movie or whatever or a show, stuck out to you
So
this
the
year.
key word is animation, and you said it could be a movie. Another category, another snub, because Jake Sully could have been a hero. I'm going to Avatar 2: The Way of Water as the best animation, especially if you watch it in 3D. I don't care if you wear glasses. Put those 3D glasses on top of those glasses. But we're
Goddamn right, you damn right.
Tell him, PB. I want to be CB, and I want to also recommend Tales of the Jedi too. I want to be part of this family here. I'll be a cousin, the Canadian.
Yes.
Distance. Yeah, but
Hilarious.
Cyberpunk. You said the Edge Runners. They did Star Wars Visions, the Twins episode. That wasn't my favorite episode. I'll recognize them. I'll give some love to Chainsaw Man as well. Bleach. They've got like a legacy, so it's kind of hard to give them this vote. We already know what I think of Ranking of Kings. Never saw Pantheon. Attack on Titan season 4 part 2 is like voted on Rotten Tomatoes or one of those websites, I forget which, as like the #1 ever show ever. How are we not going to give it to Attack on Titan? I vote that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's get into the winner. Let me get to the real quick. It's got a lot of clicking around.
I'm glad we have.
Okay, everyone, pretend to be surprised. Shinso Sasagyu. Oh, wait.
I knew it.
Goodness gracious. What about the demon?
Yes, the winner is Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War Part 1.
And put me on camera so you can see me shake my head.
What the fuck, man?
I'll explain why. So I had no idea what to expect for this last arc. And just the fact that Bleach has been off the air for like 10 years and just the way that has come back. And certain characters, like there are certain characters that are super OP. You never get to see them like put out their Bankai or nothing like that. Like when you see like Bankai is something similar to like a Super Saiyan transformation, but I think it's more elegant to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Like a certain character like Yamamoto that you see in there, we've never seen his Bankai, and the way he shows it off and just what it's able to do is just incredible. Seeing that fight with a character like Kenpachi and just what he had to do with like Unahara, that shit, like Bleach is known for having the best fights, period. And the fights alone put it over a lot of these animes, but it's very close. That's why I said it really came down to me with AOT and Bleach. If Bleach didn't come out this year, I would have probably gave it to AOT. But it's just that's, like I said, the tie-ins, the callbacks. It's really like nostalgic, but I just like how similar to AOT season 4, it just you feel you feel it. This feels like a final arc. You know, characters are dying left and right. Characters that you thought were like super OP just get taken out like that. Like it's insane. And just the fact that shouts to them putting out an hour finale next week. I can't wait for that. I just had to give it to Bleach on that, and just because of just everything that it was building up towards, pretty much. And
can I do an honorable mention that I feel like I want to we're on the topic of animation. I want to shout out to Ash Ketchum and Pikachu for finally winning the Pokemon World Championship.
Yeah, shouts to them.
Yeah.
Took you long enough, but you know,
it takes a long time to become a champion. You don't just wake up overnight and become a Pokemon champion. So however long it takes, you got to dedicate your life to that shit. Okay, so and he won it with a Pikachu, a very common Pokemon in the Kanto region, not some legendary Pokemon or third stage evolution. He won it with a Pikachu, and that's hard to do.
Hey,
no mega evolution.
Shout out to Pikachu.
What up, LB?
I hate to tell you, but 3 people voted for Tales of the Jedi, so that really won. Sorry.
nah, those don't even come close. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, yo. It's just like when you watch, like I recommend people just go check out Bleach, just so you could get to this final arc, because this final arc just feels like a fucking, like every episode just feels like a movie. Like every episode gets like a little post credit, and I think they tweak. No, that's Chainsaw Man. That like Chainsaw Man has like different outros for each episode and stuff. But I just like the whole. You could just tell by watching it that they put a lot of time and effort into animating this shit, because it's like awesome movie quality shit. Has some of the greatest fights I've ever seen. Yeah, but AOT is definitely very like a close runner up. It was really hard for me to pick, but you know, it's just Bleach is just too crazy. Right? It's just too crazy. But yeah, that is the best anime / animation category.
According to Purp, though.
Yeah, according to you.
Right.
Hey,
Man. There is no academy.
Got a bunch of people on your panel with no say. What is
Hey,
this?
We're just here for the color commentary.
Yes. So before we get into the next categories, which is best song and best album, I want to give away a movie. You know what I'm saying? So even anybody on the panel can scoop this up. So whoever screenshots it takes, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be up there. This first movie is going to be The Batman.
So you're a winner. You're a winner.
So I'm gonna leave this up here for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Whoever wants it, screenshot it, do whatever with it. You know what I'm saying? Whoever gets it, gets it. You know what I'm saying? Get you a nice.
Take y'all chances now.
Yep. Yeah, with that being said though, you know, yeah, it's been a crazy year for animation though. Like anime's just been on a roll, and it's gonna continue into 2023 and shit with what's coming out.
I mean, I'll say this. I'll real quick. I'll say this in agreement with Guru, and I still have no issues. I have no big issue with this, but I do see a trend because it happened with the isekai anime, which is anime where you transported from another world. There was a period where like they just kept on making isekai after isekai after isekai, and then it's like, dang, you kind of like diluting the genre just a little bit. You're doing too much of this genre. You kind of just putting out these low level shows that kind of just in the market. Not saying some of them shows wasn't good, but it's not bad. It's just that.
Well, like I said, you could thank Bleach for that, because a lot of people copy off of Bleach. It's one of the big three. You know what I'm saying? Like the big three is Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. A lot of people have copied from them. Well, you could say, like, a lot of people say, like, Yu Yu Hakusho did it first, with the whole demon shit. But, I really put it more so on Bleach. You could say either word, Bleach or Yu Yu. But, it is what it is.
Yeah. Bleach is one of the original ones.
Is Bleach really one of the big three? If most of us never heard of it.
Wait,
that's fine though.
What are the big three?
The big three is Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. Those are like
with that bullshit list.
Right.
No, I'm saying like these are the because they come from out of that Dragon Ball elk, you know. So Dragon Ball is the OG, you know. Saying then when the big three started, it was Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece because those are the biggest animes out right now.
RDC World say that Black Clover, Attack on Titan, and there was another big three. I forget which one.
Yeah, a lot of people are making new big. A lot of people are making a lot of new big threes. Like they'll say like Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, I would say like as far as the new big three, it could possibly be Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and probably Demon Slayer. I would say see being like the new big three. But
what is Sailor Moon part of?
That's like the original, you know. They all come from Shonen Jump too. That's what I'm saying. Like they're the big three out of Shonen Jump. So it's like Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach.
So what is the Animatrix, bro? That's not one of the big three.
No, it's not Animatrix. So I hope y'all got that code. You know, see, Dragon Ball is the father. You know, people know that. And then it's Dragon Ball Z, and then it's split off to the big three, which is, you know, you can you do your whole research on it, and, you know what I'm saying? But out of that big three, I would say when we talk about just overall, it's probably One Piece or like Naruto. Because like I said, like Bleach hasn't been around, so there's that whole joke that's been going around, like, oh yeah, you gotta take Bleach out of the big three and shit like that. But
pull up Keyshawn's comment. I am the stone that the builder refused.
Boondocks. Y'all just keep y'all got like we gotta separate into like American animation is different from like that. It's different.
That wasn't a Japanese studio that animated that show.
Oh. No, but it takes inspiration from anime. So you could definitely say it's an anime, but it's not. It's sort of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where it's not.
So what about the Kill Bills, bro?
What about them? Somebody watch that shit.
That's anime, bro.
No. Listen, the last anime I watched was Black Dynamite. That was like years ago. I don't know if that's like anime, but that's the last anime I watched.
Yeah, but like I said, that's just how it's like. Oh, that's always just been a thing for the last like 20-something years and shit. Who the big three is and what's the new big three now? It's always interesting. You can kind of equate it to like sports and stuff, like, you know, Dragon Ball Z is like Jordan, and like
what?
Now I'm saying as far as their placement and stuff, where like, you know, Dragon Ball is very dominant in the 80s.
Montel Jordan.
I was saying like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and even Sailor Moon were really the popular animes at the time for the 80s and the 90s. And then when the 2000s came out, you had the One Piece, you had Bleach, and you had Naruto.
What about Cowboy Bebop, bro?
That's a great but it's not.
Is LB listing animes here? What is happening?
No, Cowboy
Bebop wasn't as Gundam in there too. While we just lit stuff.
Cowboy Bebop wasn't as mainstream as Naruto, Bleach.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I worked at Best Buy, bro. I knew what was popular, bro. I knew what the streets were talking about.
What the streets?
Just because it's like you don't hear it's not popular does not mean it's not popular. Like One Piece has sold over like 500 million copies.
Whoa.
Come on, bro. That's a lot, bro. 500 million.
Yes, bro. That shit is big. That shit is big. And look at what they did when they did they put out their film Red, one of their films. They took over Times Square and all that shit. Like, One Piece is really big, bro.
500 million really like big. Almost a whole United States of America, bro.
Yeah. And you can look at these manga sales; they sell millions every year, like millions every month, every year, bro.
So Japanese people.
So
what up, Tim?
So what if ain't one of the big three?
No.
Oh, okay.
You said what if? You say what if? Wow.
Maybe.
All right, so let's get into.
No, I can't get on board with you on that one, LB. As much as I like that show, it's got some. It's not so good.
What our specialty? Yeah, the big three is definitely Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. Yeah, everybody know that.
What if it's the Lonzo Ball of the NBA?
I'm a little hard on What If, but okay.
Nobody watch
It
that.
wasn't that bad.
It had some. Yeah,
The Ultron shit was fire. That was fire. The Ultron episode was great.
Yes, yes. Everything with Ultron in that show is excellent. Everything else is. Yeah.
It is up and down. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Captain Marvel episode, the Thor episode, was like,
Yeah, the Thor.
like why, bro?
Uh-huh.
It's like why?
Okay, so the next category got up is best song of 2022. I got 6 songs here. All right, so
rap.
we got God Did. That's featuring Khaled, DJ Khaled, Ross, Wayne, and Jay-Z. Then I got Lil Uzi, Just Wanna Rock. Then I got Kanye in the Game, Easy. Then Kendrick Lamar, The Heart Part 5. Gunna, Young Thug, and Future, Pushin' P. And then Stacey Lacey, Stephen Lacey, Bad Habit.
I knew you would still support Kanye.
Is it Pushing P or Pushing Plea?
Yeah, it's Pushing Please. Yeah, I had to keep this up there because it's like, yeah, he's pushing please now. You know what I'm saying? And I picked God Did because the whole fucking world stopped because Jay-Z wanted to make a fucking 3-minute fucking verse that was pretty mid compared to.
Very mid, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty mid. But you know what I'm saying? I picked Uzi because if you're ever just on TikTok, whatever, you've heard this song and it's going crazy in clubs, like bringing back that Jersey club sound. It's just far. I like Easy because I like the Game's verse on there and just the production as a whole. It has that like haunting. It has like this haunting kind of sound to it where it sounds like the beat is like playing backwards. I also like the visuals for it where he's like he's pretty much killing Pete Davidson. That shit was funny as hell. It was like claymation and stuff like that. The Heart Part 5, that goes without saying with Kendrick and just him. You know, he's always delivered with the Heart series, and even with the visuals too. With this, where his face is changing from like OJ to Kanye to like Nipsey and stuff like that. It was really dope. Pushin' P, this was a big song, especially like out the gate, like starting off 2022. You even had like corporations you even had corporations like referencing the song and stuff like that. Who's this?
Did Pepsi do Pushin' P?
Pushin' P.
Yeah. I think Pepsi did that. A lot of like weird ass like corporations. What up, Josh?
What up?
Sure. All right, and then Steve Lacy. He's a fairly new artist, but if you've like, he comes from that like Odd Future Elk and stuff like if you follow the group, the internet and stuff like that. He's another one that had a song on TikTok that has kind of blown up. It's got remixed and stuff, but that's another thing that's interesting. Do you feel like TikTok does does more damage than good with certain songs? Like,
I've never
Sorry,
used TikTok a day in my life.
But like TikTok is life. It gives songs. It created Lizzo, so we cannot insult TikTok.
Oh God!
This is the only issue I have with TikTok and what it does with this music. Them whack dances that get created from it. That's it. That's the only thing. Yes, it does help with promotion of these songs a lot, which is great. You want more people to see it. But what annoys me the most is the dances that get created from it. I swear, every time I go on TikTok, you know, look, I'm just scrolling just to see the booty shake. That's all I'm there for. And then when I see ugly dances, it makes me want to literally, you know, I want to shoot my phone at that point. It makes me want to shoot my phone. It hurts me. Seeing them dances, it hurts my head. They so cringy.
S Dog got a YouTube short with him dancing like a TikToker.
But yeah, it's interesting because, like I said, with like song like what with artists like Steve Lacy, where like you heard the original song, you know what I'm saying, and then they do like a drill version of that, or they'll remix it, and you can kind of say that kind of hurts that, you know what I'm saying, in a way. But I can see the benefits of it too. Like even hold on, even look at look at Ice Spice, right? Nobody knows. All people only know like that certain line, you know what I'm saying, that was put out there. Nobody knows the whole song. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those cases where a lot of people blow up on TikTok, but nobody knows the whole song and stuff like that. I find it interesting.
People watch her videos on mute.
Right.
This sounds like the ringtone rap era.
Nah. But
You thought it was Philly?
since I got Josh in here, what song stuck out to you the most this year for you?
See, I would say Pushin' P because it's probably got the most plays in my Apple Music right now. But I'm definitely going to Heart Part 5 because Kendrick came in and really shut down hip hop for a little minute when he dropped that. Like that's the answer, right? Like that's got to be the answer.
Okay. K-Dot, what about you?
It's between 3: Easy, The Heart Part 5, and Pushin' P. Now Pushin' P is my most played. Easy, I liked it because of the straight up diss that it was to Pete Davidson and stuff. The Heart Part 5 definitely did shut down the internet because that was a crazy music video with those transitions and stuff.
Okay.
For me, I'm gonna give it to Easy. I'm gonna give it to Easy. Easy.
Okay. LB, what songs have you listened to besides like the '90s shit and you know?
I haven't heard any of these songs. I only heard 3 minutes of God Did. That's it.
3 minutes. I know that them 3 minutes was
3 minutes.
That's it. I haven't heard none of these other songs. Now, this year, man, like I finally got Spotify Premium like last month because you know I got a free trial for like half a year, so I'm been using that.
Nice.
But yep, I just don't like this modern rap, bruh. Like I'm not trying to sound like that old man, but like most of these songs I hear on the TV, the radio, around people, they all sound like one song. Like they're in the shower, rapping, and they're prepared to get beaten by their mom. That's all.
Listen, yo, embrace being the old head, bros. I'm right there with you.
I think
I'm old head too.
I think there's an argument to be had that like you could say that about every genre, that like they had a period of time where they sound the same. Like you look at a lot of the '80s rap, a lot of that shit sounded the same, bro.
Man,
it really did.
Nah.
No, it really did.
No. I'm gonna disagree. No, the '80s.
Like yo, bro, a lot of that shit was the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
but
this is
different.
Like NWA.
Hold on, bro.
Rap.
There's a big difference though. Rap was like in the infancy back in the '80s, right? It wasn't around that long. Rap's been around for almost 50 years now, and like today, all I hear is the same kind of beat, the same kind of rapping. Now, I'm not saying every
kind of flow.
Yeah, I'm not saying everyone does it, obviously, but like when I do hear it, it's the same thing, and it's like I think I told you about this one time. Purp. I was with my homie. We was riding around for a few hours. And he was listening to some music. I thought he was listening to one person. It was a bunch of different songs.
That's funny.
Nah, listen, like yo, you take the '90s hip hop. You didn't have to say who was rapping. You just heard the voice, so you knew who it was. If you're Easy, you know who Easy was. You're a Snoop, you know who Snoop was. You're a DMX, you know everybody had a different sound. You know what I'm saying? From Meth to Ghostface to Redman, everybody sounded different. Now these motherfuckers.
I just want to die. I don't want to live. Please in my life.
And I blame Wayne. Wayne started that whole mumble shit.
Yeah,
you know, Wayne with that.
No, I would say who really started that mumble shit was Bone Thugs, bro. Everybody took that shit from Bone Thugs, bro.
They was.
You telling me when you first heard Bone Thugs, you understood word for word that what they were saying?
No, Bone Thugs just rap really fast.
Uncle Charles.
Bone Thugs just rap really fast. Like Wayne he just try to give me word
There's
out
a
like
difference.
this.
Like Bone used a double time harmony type flow. These
Right.
people, I don't even know what they doing, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah. But Bone Thugs was they was the original little mumble rappers. So
No, bro.
I agree.
Because all mumble rap is what people classify as people harmonizing, and Bone Thugs and Harmony was doing that at that time. I mean, that shit was not acceptable.
Yeah, I agree.
that's
I
not
agree to a certain
mumbling.
extent because
That's
if you take how
what
rap
it
sounds
is.
now, it does sound like Bone Thugs a little bit. Yeah, I can agree partially with that.
No, man.
Because most rappers, mainstream rappers, are harmonizing. That's what you're hearing. That's why they call it mumble rap.
They're not harmonizing. They're just doing something and they're using auto tune.
they whining on the records, man. Whatever happened to alpha males on the mic, man?
That's why I wanted to, but that's where I wanted to interject that right there, as far as this list and everything like that. Like I said, I'm an old school guy. I listen to a lot of Southern hip hop. That's like my favorite. But this list is missing female rappers. Female rappers have completely dominated rap over the past 2 years and this year as well. Like Cardi B and what's her name songs Tomorrow is one of the best songs of the entire year. So we have to go really right. So we have to acknowledge the fact that there are a lot of female rappers now, and a lot of people are turned off by, rapping about sex all the time. But if we look at cadence, if we look at ability, if we look at the difference in the variance of hip hop, it now resides in a lot of the female rappers. So we have to acknowledge that as well.
Yeah, I acknowledge that. I just those weren't my cup of tea.
Yeah, I mean,
fair enough. Mine either, but I'm just saying Tomorrow was a dope ass song. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that shit was
fire.
That's a fact.
Guru, what song stuck out to you? Well, would that be your pick tomorrow? Or
Tomorrow will be my pick as far as the song that's not on the list. But as far as this list, I'm kind of like everybody else. I don't really check for a lot of this kind of stuff. Like it ain't really, like I said, I'm still listening to stuff. DJ Screw, Swisher House, Webby, all that type of shit. So I still listen to a lot of that. But God Did kind of stands out with its impact it had. Even though I'm not a fan of this Jay-Z worship stuff, and he rapping for 3 minutes and everybody acting like it was so great. But I think what was overlooked was Wayne's verse on God Did. Yeah. I think Wayne had a fire-ass verse on there. And I think that album was actually a lot better than people give it credit for. It was top-heavy with some of the Eminem and the God Did and some of that stuff. But when you get down to kind of that Kodak Black, Nardo Wick, and some of those other songs on there, it was pretty good. So if I had to pick a song out of this list, it would be God Did.
So it's funny you mentioned that, like how everyone's worshiping Jay-Z right now. It reminds me of you remember when Andre 3000 like completely disappeared and then he just randomly pops back up and starts rapping, and like everyone wanted to get a verse from him, and it's just like they're happy to hear his verse, but it's like he ain't really saying anything.
They're just happy to have him back. That's all,
right. But Purp, but I will tell you, I have heard 2 new albums this year. I heard Jeezy latest album, and I heard Pusha T latest album. If that came out this year.
You didn't listen to Dolph's new album?
Oh wait, when did it come out?
I didn't know he had a new album.
I didn't know he had
it just recently came out, I guess. I guess he just dropped the project.
I have to check it out. But man, when listening to Dolph ain't the same no more, bro. Like when you listen to like Bulletproof and 100 Shots, it's like, man, it just don't hit the same, bro. You got, bro.
Yeah. Rashad, what about you? What songs have you been listening to?
Well, I'm an old head, so I'm stuck in the fucking past, time capsule. But I did hear God Did's the only one I heard on this list, so I'm gonna have to go with God Did. That's the only one I heard on here. Now I did hear a couple of tracks off of Game's new album, and because I remember I saw Shaq's Instagram, and Shaq was saying like, why is somebody talking about Game's new album like this? This shit's the album of the year. And I listened to a few tracks and say, okay, this shit does sound tight, but nobody's talking about it. I don't know if they, if Game is getting hated on because he dissed him. I don't know. But I thought the tracks I did hear sounded tight. But yeah, off of this list, yeah, God Did. And no, I'm not worshiping Jay-Z either. But it is good to have Hove back though.
Hey, Purp.
Is he back though?
I mean, that's the first time I heard him since fucking forever. Since like 444.
Hey, you know what's wild, Purp? Like Spotify just notified me that Dolph has a new album.
Told you, they be listening, bro. Like me and Guru always be telling, yo, motherfuckers be listening, bro. Anytime we have a conversation about something, it pops up on, you know what I'm
saying? I'm dead serious, but I'm not exaggerating. Like, it literally just notified me. Paper Route Frank. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. So, chill. What song sticks out to you this year that you've listened to or you've heard?
If we're saying best song, I hear The Heart Part 5 and I think of the video that kind of overshadows it.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Habits, a great song, but that will be my runner-up. Shout out to Josh. Pushin' P is the song of 2022. It represents it, it transcends it, and it became a cultural phenomenon.
Okay. I'm surprised you.
Purp, real quick. I didn't want to say this. Uzi's song, I just want to rock, because that's a total like dance track. That song could have hit this year, but he released it too late.
I would disagree. Just like I said, like you just hop on TikTok, you're just gonna see a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? It has been out for a while. It's been out for quite a few months and stuff like that, and it's now starting to like I'm just liking this like resurgence of like dance, like these dance tracks and stuff that kind of disappeared. Like unless if you're on the East Coast, like people still do like mixes, like club mixes and stuff like that. But it was never like really mainstream like that. But yeah, it's a really. I think
he released it. So he released it. Not saying he had the song, but like he released it in October, because that's when I see on Spotify, October 17th. That's when it hit, and like this literally could have been an anthem of 2022 if he thought about the song earlier in the year. Chill is right. Pushing P is the anthem of 2022.
Actually, now I think about it,
2022, but it released it, near the end of the year.
True. But sometimes you can get a song can blow up still even if you release it like
it did
late in the year and stuff. But yeah. So that being said, let's get into the who won. Yeah, so the winner is Steve Lacy, Bad Habit. Now, Steve,
anybody gonna teach that guy how to dance?
But now, I picked Steve Lacy because it's like one of those songs. Like I said, even if you don't know who it is, you've heard this song. Like this song,
really?
Like the moment you, it's like one of those songs. The moment that you hear, it's just gonna be stuck in your head. Like it's very catchy, very simple. It's in that line of like that like alternative like R&B type of sound. And I wish I did give it I got around to reviewing his album because his album is really dope. The Gemini Rights, that shit was really dope. Just the sound, it's just really refreshing. Like it's very familiar, but it's new. Like what we're talking about, like everybody kind of sounds the same and stuff. Like his sound is just really different. Like I'm telling you, just go on TikTok, you're going to hear the song. Like you're going to hear the song, or just look it up. So, I just think, for me, it really stands out. It's just one of those like feel good type of tracks, and we need more of those type of that type of music more than ever nowadays. So.
You sounded like you making it sound like life is depressing, bro. You straight?
Yeah, bro. You know how many rappers died this year, bro? Can we count how many rappers died? Too many. That's all I said. Too many. The body count is at least up to 20, bro. Like this year.
God damn.
I mean, there's like 100 million rappers, bro. Of course,
right. Some of these dudes, I don't be knowing they rap till they get shot.
That's what's sad. Well, that's what's sad. I just think we like. Not saying people can't make gangster music, but I feel like it just definitely needs the balance needs to kind of reset itself. I just feel like there's too much of certain things, and
that's a good point. Actually,
it's just because Pusha P, you know what I'm saying, we don't need more of that. Even though that's a great song, like it's a very catchy song. Like all these songs are really catchy. to me. The Heart Part 5 was really solid, like I said. But yeah, that's my pick for song of the year.
So
It's Bad Habits.
you want more D4L rapping, less gangster rap. You want more Laffy Taffy, boy.
No,
classic.
no.
No more drop a op, drop a thought, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
So now we get into best album. This is where things get interesting. So yeah, there's
Bunch of New
this.
York rap.
Nah. New York really wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't really. Besides like Nas, there weren't really. Anyways, yeah, album of the year. Like I said, I haven't listened to a lot of music this year. Surprisingly, I just wasn't checking for a lot of music. Usually I would have like worst album, but like I said, I didn't review as much albums. I was able to just scrape enough just to make a album of the year. But here are the nominees. Pull these up. You got Joey Badass with 2000, Brent Faiyaz with Wasteland, JID, The Forever Story, Absol, Herbert, Nas, King Disease 3, Kendrick, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. So, starting with Josh, what would you consider your album of the year?
All right, so looking at this list, I see King's Disease 3. I was really impressed by the fact that Nas came out and completed the trilogy. It was a really dope album. I don't know if it's my favorite King's Disease, but it's up there. I didn't listen to Herbert. Not yet, at least. Let's see. 2000 was dope. Forever Story was dope. And even Kendrick's album was dope. And probably would be up there for me if I didn't listen to Wasteland like a million times. I don't know what it is about Brent Faiyaz, but bro's music is just fucking fire. I don't know what it is. It's like audio fucking dope. I'm gonna go ahead and go with that one, even though I'm sure Marcus will be pissed at me for saying that.
Yeah, Brent, and I was kind of lukewarm. I was excited for it. I was like, damn, like, because it's gonna be hard to beat. Like, because for me, my favorite Brent Faiyaz like album is the Saunders Son. That was my favorite. But he just, like I said, he brings back that old kind of style of R&B and stuff, like talking about his life and just talking about love issues and just not, he doesn't dive into just, he'll talk about street stuff, but like it's just kind of like a perspective, not so much like, oh yeah, I'm not on like Trey Songz shit, like if you've seen that clip going around. But K-Dot, what would your album of the year be out of everything that you've listened to this year?
I think he had to go for a second, but he said Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Okay. LB. Well, LB said he don't really listen to.
Yeah. I've only heard of two of these people on this list, bro.
PB, any country music?
I fucking hate country music, you son of a bitch.
I'm joking.
They ain't got no Green Bay rappers out there, bro.
No cheeseheads.
That's Lil Wayne. He's the Green Bay rapper.
Cheese trap music.
Cheese trap music. Guru, how about you?
Oh
wait, before you answer, I'm surprised. I'm surprised for best song you didn't mention Voodoo.
Yeah, that's just my personal favorite. I think I fuck with that heavy, but that's a hard song. But I haven't heard any of these albums, quite frankly, so I can't comment on any of these. But
the old heads, bro.
Yeah, but to the point of old heads, the homie Big Pokey from the SUC out of Houston dropped the album this year that I thought was fire. So that'll be my album of the year, probably Big Pokey. I like, it got that old school Southern Houston feel, but I like the content. They talk about, hustling and, getting up off your feet and, staying and grinding and staying focused and, doing what you can in this world. So I like the content in conjunction with the sound of the music. So I had to give it to Big Pokey.
Okay. A lot of people say King's Disease 3. That's crazy.
Where's the Push album, by the way?
Didn't make it.
Talking about Pusha T album?
Pusha T album should be on here.
I'll give it an honorable mention though. I liked it, but I just like I said, I completely forgot about that. Like since you mentioned that, I just completely forgot about that.
I thought it was a step down from Daytona.
It was. I agree with that, but still a great album and probably one of the best albums this year still.
Yeah, so Rashad, what albums have you listened to this year that stuck out to you that you would consider album of the year?
Nasty Nas, King's Disease. All right, so for the old heads that's on the panel, I know this new music ain't really for us, but King's Disease, like all 3 albums, you know, it has that new production that kind of fits in with today's music, but still with Nas's flow that we're used to. You know what I'm saying? So it's a perfect blend of the old and the new where you can appreciate it, but still, you know, don't feel like a dinosaur listening to it. It's like, okay, you know, this shit does sound, you know, updated because he's been working with what's that producer he's been fucking with lately?
Hit Boy,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the tracks were produced by him. So yeah, man, King's Disease, gotta give it to the God.
Okay. Chill. Eating big ass sandwich and shit.
Yeah, you got your camera on me.
You gonna say Drake? You gonna say Drake?
I'm gonna say Wakanda Forever soundtrack.
Yo, stop.
What? Yeah, you trolling, bro. I was like, wait, what?
Wow.
That threw me off for a second.
And the Black Panther soundtrack wasn't even good. No, y'all know.
Oh, you tripping? You tripping?
It wasn't, bro. It had some good songs.
The first one? We talking about the first one?
Yes. It had some good songs, but it wasn't great.
You talking about the first one, LB?
Yes.
You tripping, bro. That's the best movie soundtrack of all time, bro.
No, it's not, bro.
No, wait, what's the best movie soundtrack of all time?
He trolling,
the first Black Panther. The first Black Panther.
Don't even look at
Now you tripping, bro.
That shit slap, bro. I never gave a fuck about no movie soundtracks to that shit drop. I was like, bro,
you forget
the 90s had the illest fucking soundtracks.
You haven't heard Murder Was the Case. You ain't heard the Above the Rim soundtrack.
Above the Rim, Belly soundtrack.
Soul Food soundtrack.
Yeah, Friday's soundtrack was dope.
Yeah.
All the stars kills all that shit.
Stop it, bro.
Come on, bro.
Kills all that shit, bro.
Bro, this the 1998 Born Humans talking right there, bro.
Aladdin had a better fucking soundtrack.
All right, I'm gonna
keep it a buck.
Wow.
A whole new world and all that. Yeah,
that's tripping. That's tripping, bro.
The Lion King soundtrack better, bro.
Tripping.
Shit.
I can't wait to be king,
Dead
bro.
Presidents had one of the best soundtracks.
Man, the Bodyguard soundtrack, bro.
Anyways,
that's a good
Waiting
one.
to Exhale, bro.
I'm over y'all mid takes, but you know we're moving on. So,
oh yeah, the show,
the show, man, the show,
yes,
bruh.
Facts. Tripping.
So let's get into who the winner is.
The winner is Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I went with Kendrick. This was a tough one for me because originally it was like down to like Kendrick and JID. I just kept going back and forth. And then I started thinking about King's Disease more and just how consistent Nas has been. Like he dropped what, like 4 albums in the last like 10 years, 2 years, which is crazy. And one of them won a Grammy or got nominated. Was it the first King's Disease?
No, I think it was.
One
did it?
Grammy.
Yeah.
The second one ain't won a Grammy.
Yeah, that's that. I went with Kendrick just because, you know, he's got a lot of flack for this album, and I feel like just because there's like, oh, we waited 5 years for this, but it's just like he still put together a really compelling album from just what he's talking about to the sounds. Like I've never heard no shit like that's why I kind of look for with albums and stuff like that.
Apparently it worked out for him because his album just won the biggest award in all of media.
What's the lack of shouts to Kerry for the $2 super chat as well. in the single albums. I don't know.
Man, I don't want to sound sexist, but I don't listen to female rap, bro.
Could you? I know Josh listened to it. I mean, I listened to bits of it. I would say, as far as like female albums go, probably SZA.
The SZA album was cool. I probably wouldn't put it on this list though.
Well, I'm no expert, so I need to ask: is female rap like the WNBA?
I mean, I'm not interested in hearing about my vagina and all that for 12 songs.
Some of them don't, but let's be clear though. Some of them, a lot of them do. That is the majority of the singles and stuff that come out. But a lot of the female rappers, it's really diverse. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially when you start talking about Rico Nasty and some of the different ones. Like they don't necessarily rap about their vagina all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's
how disappointing.
Yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's not the WNBA. It's like female. I would say it's like female tennis, right? It's like to a degree is as good.
Okay, hold on. Female tennis better than male tennis. I mean, they literally bounce around the court.
Well, Serena is better. I don't know about all of them.
Wait. There are other female tennis players.
Yeah, but they're not better than the males, though. You wouldn't put them up against males like that. They're good.
But I would much rather watch female tennis than male tennis.
Of course.
But I would much rather watch the NBA than the WNBA because...
I guess that was the comparison I'm trying to make, that the gap is closer between female tennis and male tennis than the WNBA and the NBA. That's why I was making
For me, it's just... I mean, I could list the songs, but like for a full album, I just never been into it. It's like even when Lil Kim and Foxy Brown and all of them was popular.
Foxy Brown,
like
good times.
Only so many songs I can hear about your pee.
So,
I mean, it's cool for 5 minutes.
Boo. You had some motherfuckers rapping about
yeah, Mia X, Gangsta Boo, Lauryn Hill, yeah,
Lauryn Hill,
yeah,
Rhapsody.
He's so much.
Remember when female rappers were intellectual? Queen Latifah, was it Queen Latifah, Moni Love, fucking
MC Light.
That shit don't sell no more. That shit don't sell no more. That shit
dead. Hear that? They want to hear about you having sex with 20 men and going through periods and stuff.
That's the same thing with the dude shooting 20 guns and selling big old packages of dope they never seen.
It's a double standard. It's definitely a double standard.
We see the debauchery on both sides at the top, as far as the hit songs.
Wait, you said periods. Were you joking? Like, is there actually a rap song about... I'm really interested in how that goes. It's day 30.
No, you're not.
Day 30.
How does that go? I'm feeling dirty. Honey said, don't worry.
So the next category we got is worst show of 2022. Now this one, like, I just like
Marvel hate.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I don't think there's any Marvel on here. No, there isn't.
There's not.
Doesn't even remember.
Yeah.
Then the list ain't right.
No, because I don't review a lot of Marvel stuff. But for people that don't know, these are all stuff that I have reviewed on my channel. So if something's missing, it's because I didn't review it.
Marvel is so bad that it's not on the list.
Yeah. So
the answer is She-Hulk.
Here are the nominees. You got Resident Evil Season 1. Thank God that shit got canceled. Power Book 4 Season 1. American Horror Stories Season 2. Chucky Season 2. Mighty Ducks Game Changer Season 2. Snowfall Season 5.
She-Hulk is not on there? What?
She-Hulk was great.
I didn't review it.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, reviewed. Oh, yeah, because She-Hulk was... I mean, this is coming from a Marvel fan, bro. Marvel been like kind of shit lately, man. I just got.
I will kill for Jennifer Walters.
Whoa. They ain't been terrible. They just been resting on their laurels.
Yeah, they haven't been too good. Even Wakanda Forever, man. I know I was supposed to love it, but that movie it put me to sleep twice.
Whoa. Why were you supposed to love it?
Because he
Well,
black.
I mean, the obvious because I'm black. If you black,
I wasn't supposed to love it. I thought it was freaking great.
What?
I wasn't supposed to love it because I'm ginger, and I thought it was great.
Oh man, that motherfucker put me to sleep.
Oh.
Just like this is most of Marvel stuff this year, from Thor doing Van Damme splits and
Thor was not. Thor was not good.
Yeah, fucking Namor with the damn wings on the feet and shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on with Marvel this year?
That was in the comics though.
I know. I'm just making a joke, man. Just that shit.
Hey, you got to watch your Marvel slander around these parts, bro.
All right, my bad. My apologies, man.
But yeah, this list ranges from just more disappointment.
Yeah,
thinking
I can see that.
Yeah. Resident Evil, I already knew that was going to be trash at the gate. Power Book 4 Season 1, it had a interesting start, but then it just went into weird directions. I was just like, what the fuck are we doing? Yeah. And then American Horror Stories, I was like, I should just know better because it's fucking Ryan Murphy. He's known for just trolling motherfuckers. Chucky Season 2, I was hopeful for. Even though I had fun with it, it was still like lackluster compared to the first season. Mighty Ducks is another one that I was like, they had an interesting premise, but it was them trying to rehash the same shit from the first season. And it's just like, yo, why can't motherfuckers just play hockey, bro? Why are we like bullshitting right now? Like, this is about like you're going to a summer camp to improve on your skills. None of your skills are being improved by being here. Y'all just want to have fun and shit. Like, come on, bro. It was just really frustrating. And then I like the first one because the first season was really strong, and Amelia Estevez didn't want to take the jab, so he wasn't a part of this second season.
Yep.
Boom. But then Snowfall, I feel like the second half of season 5 was much better. It's just there was a lot of just weird choices, like the whole introduction to the girlfriend, like she came out of nowhere. I didn't really like that.
Yeah.
The tiger shit, and I know Guru has his things about tigers popping up in shows. But I would say, like, I would have preferred the tone to be more of what we got in the second half than the first half. And I was reviewing these Power and Snowfall, and it's just like a really stressful time. So like a point in my life at that time. So I just decided to just like completely bail on those reviews and stuff. And I'm definitely still going to watch this final season because I like to finish what I started. And hopefully that we at least get a solid ending to the story. But yeah,
that's just Snowfall, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go around. Josh, what was your worst show of the year?
All right. So considering I've only seen 2 of these, so the thing with Snowfall, you kind of already mentioned it.
You don't gotta pick nothing from here, but like if you have something.
Oh well, then the answer is She-Hulk. But anyway, I would probably pick Snowfall out of this list as well. But the problem with it is, I think this season just didn't do as well as all of the other seasons. So then when you compare them, it just wasn't as good. But it was still a decent season aside from the Tiger bullshit and some of that extra shit. If I had to choose from this list, I'm going to choose Power Book 4 Season 1. I expected more from Tommy. And that's where I'll leave that, I guess. And Liliana. I expected more from Liliana too.
All right, yeah. K-Dot.
Liliana.
Are you there, K-Dot? You muted? All right, I'll come back. LB, what about you?
Bleach.
He trolling. He trolling.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusations. And
okay.
Oh man. But who else? PB, about you.
The worst show, I feel like it might not be the worst looking show. It might not be the worst acted show, but it was the show that pissed me off the most. So that's gonna make it the worst. And the answer is fucking Halo.
Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting.
He took the helmet off. Like, what are you doing? What's that? What? I don't give a fuck who this actor is. He's supposed to be Master Chief. I don't want to see his face ever. Like, what the actual hell? But on this list, considering I've only just started season 2 of Chucky, I'm like, I don't know, episode 2 or 3 or something like that. I'm gonna guess that the worst one is Mighty Ducks, because, like, what's the point without Amelia?
Right. Okay. Guru.
The worst show I saw this year was She-Hulk, hands down.
Oh.
And it was the worst show from the pilot. I didn't need to see much more, even though I continued to watch a few more episodes to see how it would go. Because I don't really watch bad television. And once I get a sense that a show is a bad show, I pretty much punt it. But I watched She-Hulk, and I remember a conversation that LB had, that we all had when that pilot came out, and he was riding with it and talking about, if you don't like it, you misogynistic. And come to find out, that show was a fucking shit show from the beginning, from episode 1 to the end. Now, it had its moments, it had its highlights. There's things that you can point that were positive, fair enough. But the fundamental premise of the show was broken from the beginning, and it never really recovered from there. So She-Hulk was literally probably the worst thing I watched. Not to mention the poor CGI on the actual character wasn't, so there's some structural stuff that's poor as far as the plot. Then the actual production wasn't very good. So She-Hulk was the worst show that I watched. What I'll say about the list, seeing Chucky on here, Mighty Ducks, and Snowfall, it seems like like you said, those shows must have disappointed you a lot, because you raved about Mighty Ducks last year, you raved about Chucky last year, and you were always a big fan of Snowfall. So to see
and
them
Power.
And Power, right? So to see them on this list, they really must have let you down as far as those follow-up seasons. And one last thing, Snowfall has always been a bad fucking show. I said
here we go
for a long time.
This is how me and Guru became friends. Like, just off our differences of this show, like
blasphemy.
But I want to get to.
It's always been.
I want to get.
I want to get to Franklin Saint growing up as a crack dealer in the mid '80s. The whole premise that they established early on in season 1 was completely lost by season 2. And he became this weird protagonist in this weird, unrealistic world. And if y'all talking about they were bringing in tigers and popping up girlfriends out of nowhere, it just goes to show that this show doesn't really have much direction.
That's fair. I want to get to T Turner's question. He said, "Do I stay inside a room?" No, I get out. I just.
Right.
No, I get out. I'm a person that I content create on my phone, so I can always just be on the go and making stuff. So I'll just be in my car sometimes, or I'll be at work. That's how I'm able to just catch up with everything. Like, any downtime that I have, I spend it watching movies or TV shows or anything. So.
And then reviewing them.
People. Don't drive in New Jersey, because Purp will be on the highway making content.
Maybe. All right, so Rashad, what is your worst show of the year?
Well, I'm right there with Guru. He took the words out my mouth like completely. Like, She-Hulk was the worst. I mean, besides a couple of highlights here and there, when Daredevil popped up, okay, I thought that was cool, even though he was kind of a caricature of the Daredevil that we know from the Netflix show, which was way more badass. But okay, I get it. This is MCU. But yeah, just that. I mean, from twerking with Megan Thee Stallion to the whole going over the top to prove that women are stronger than men, and that finale. What the fuck was that? So She-Hulk was the worst show for me. Now, as far as on this list, most disappointing on Purp, I'm gonna agree with you. Season 5 of Snowfall ended a lot better than it started. So it did kind of save the season somewhat, but I was most disappointed because all the other seasons was so great, and last season 4 was like fucking incredible. So it's almost like going from Ragnarok to Love and Thunder. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? Like, where did this go wrong? And as far as Power book 4, really wasn't disappointed because I have no expectations for Power anymore. You know, it's almost like I watch him out of obligation because I feel like I have to, but I really did not want to watch book 4. Only reason I stayed watching was because of Liliana. That motherfucker, that bitch was. I mean, I don't mean to say a bitch, but man, she was bad. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I watched it. And when you know what happened to her happened, I'm like, all right, well, I'm not gonna tune in for season 2.
But Rashad, what about bitches named Michelle?
Bitches named Michelle?
Well, that was a Boondock season 3 reference.
Oh. I was about to say, yeah, I know a couple of fine Michelles. Shit.
All right, Chill, what about you? What is your worst show of the year?
This list, I hear the most negativity coming from book 4, but my nomination is Jennifer Walters' She-Hulk. The climax, 9 episodes in, we're waiting. What were we building up to? Nothing. And as cool as a trick as it is to kind of go on the Disney Plus screen and then talk to the producer, that's cool. It's just not the way you end a show.
Okay. That being said, let's get to the winner.
What?
Wait a second, because I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch the finale. Like I was out. I couldn't be back.
Finale of She-Hulk?
So she walks off the screen and talks to the producer as the climax?
Yeah, like it goes all the way meta. It goes all the way fucking meta.
It was beautiful.
Like she goes to the writer's room and all that stuff, and meets Kevin. Kevin Feige's a robot in this, and
it was Chef's kiss.
And then and then they introduced Scar, you know, which is the son of the Hulk, and I don't know what they were thinking with that design, but I'm like, dude, why did you do that to Scar?
Beautiful, masterpiece.
What was the point? What was the narrative as she's walking through talking to Kevin Feige and writers and producers? What was the point? Like what was she trying to convey with that?
Beautifulness.
I don't know what to answer that.
I have an important question.
I guess they were trying to address all the criticism that Marvel's been getting, all the, like people saying like Marvel's going full woke and just trying to be real, I guess, self-conscious, but it just came off as awkward and clumsy and stupid.
Okay.
And just amazing. A waste of a season.
I see.
And a waste of Abomination. Like, what the Emil Blonsky? Come on, like, what did they do to him?
He's a reformed former prisoner. Beautiful.
Reform shit. He's a prisoner with hoes. Come on, man.
That is what you hope out of people that go to prison, to be reformed and to come out as better people.
Man, Marvel needs to stop doing that.
I have a question, LB. Do you just love Jennifer Walters, or do you also love She-Hulk?
I love both for different reasons.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
And the fact that Daredevil smashed it, like that's like against his character. I mean, I don't know, man. I never read a comic where Daredevil.
That's not against his character. Now he was knocking a couple of joints off in the original Daredevil. You know what I'm saying? He was knocking some joints off.
Daredevil smashed She-Hulk.
What's wrong with a grown man getting some monk, bro?
Personally, I smash it too, but just Daredevil's character, Matt Murdock's character, it was out of character for him.
Hey, you're a grown man, when that hornster comes into your soul, ain't much you can do, bro.
Wow. Yeah, listen, I don't like the show, but I'd smash She-Hulk, don't get me wrong, but for Matt Murdock, I'm like, dude, it was out of character for him.
Matt Murdock's a man, bro.
Shit.
He was standing outside. He was watching when she was hanging out with Megan Thee Stallion.
Let's get to who the winner is. man. I'm sorry, Mr. Saint. It's just business. You know,
it's just business. I'm loving it. I'm always here for
I knew
Snowfall slander. I'm always here for the downfall of Snowfall. So
relax. All right now.
I'm always here for Snowfall. I'm here for Rock slander and Snowfall slander.
Hey,
this
I'm
how I feel
with
though.
you, Guru.
Don't talk to me, I'll murder you. All the pain in my heart.
I feel like some black shows, like people just say it's good because it's a black show.
This is they did this with Snowfall. It's the best show on TV. They were saying that for years. It's the best show on TV. It's the best show on TV. Bullshit. Bullshit.
I like the show. It's entertaining. I find it to be very, very entertaining. I don't expect like any crime show that comes out. I don't expect it to be nowhere close to The Wire. You know what I'm saying? We still haven't ever gotten a show like that.
Nothing's topped The Wire yet.
Fair enough, but I mean, it's not even as good as like a BMF or if you want to look at like Sons of Anarchy, like it's not even on the same level as like Sons, and Sons was an FX show. So it's like it's just really underwhelming compared to its contemporaries.
It ain't even better than Empire, bro.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. Now, Skip, you know you're wrong for that, Skip.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusations. And
don't do that, Skip.
Yeah. So this next one, we got 2 left for the TV, and then we're gonna get into the last 3 categories. And I'm gonna give away another movie. So stay tuned. The next category that we have is best limited series / season of television, and this is the nominations right here. We got 1899, Top Boy season 2 / 4, however you want to look at it. Candy, Cobra Kai season 5, Lost Ollie, and Snowfall. I don't know why I got that in my mind now. Stranger Things 4.
Ooh, that's tough. Damn, that's a tough one.
So I picked 1899. That's a limited series. Very much show that's up my alley as far as like mystery, thriller, psychological things and stuff like that. Like the trailer is very misleading, but misleading in a good way, because when you watch it, there's so much shit that they're hiding that and stuff that gets revealed. And I don't know if they're going to do a season 2, but that's why like I'm just going to count it as a limited series. But just how they ended it off, I could see them doing a season 2 or just not doing a season 2. Top Boy season 2, season 4, however you want to look at it, definitely had to be on this list just based off the finale, talking about stakes and just completely subverting my expectations as far as just how certain characters went out that, you know, got a interesting reaction. A lot of people are kind of really pissed about it, but it makes sense just for the certain characters that were involved and stuff. And it was just really unexpected, where they introduce a lot of these new characters that you think that, okay, these are going to be the people that take over for Deshane and Sully, but no, it's just it's just really impressive what they did with that. But Candy, this was a limited series on Hulu. I think it was like 5 episodes. They showed like an episode per night. Just played by starring Jessica Biel, and it's based off a true story where like there's just like axe murdering that happened and stuff like that, and just how that whole like just trying to figure out like who did it or like what actually happened was really interesting. Even if when you look into the actual case that like I think she was able to get off. I'm drawing a blank on it exactly. But Cobra Kai season 5 is fucking lit. I was nervous at first, but then like, yo, that shit delivered. The last episode. I'm not gonna spoil nothing because Guru hasn't watched it yet, but just all the fights that we got, I was not expecting to get those matchups. and where they're going to go for the potential like last season and stuff like that.
My favorite fight is the one in Mexico.
Yeah, I like that. I like the fight in episode 5, and I also like the finale. The finale fight was that was brilliant. Shout out to Mike Barnes as well for coming up with that idea at the end and stuff. That was dope. Then Lost Ollie, that's kind of like I compare it to. It's like a four episode little miniseries. It's very reminiscent of Toy Story, but has like a darker tone, similar to like Toy Story 3, but like really pushed it. And we kind of see not only like the toy's perspective trying to get back to go back to his owner, you also see the kid's perspective and what he's going through and stuff and whatnot. Like, so imagine watching Toy Story, we also get kind of like Andy's perspective and stuff like that too as you're watching it. I thought it was really dope, and just how it was animated was really dope as well. Stranger Things 4, come on, bro. It's just like
epic.
This shit was a fucking juggernaut.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How is Stranger Things and Cobra Kai limited series?
I said limited series / best season of, you know what I'm saying? So like it could be like a season 3 of whatever season, you know what I'm saying? I just figured I'd combine those two and just to make it easier instead of just making a complete separate thing, whatever. But yeah, so those are my nominations. Go around the panel real quick, and K-Dot, what is your favorite limited series or just season of television that you've seen this year? Is he not here still? Where'd he go?
Don't know. Can't see that screen from here. Only you can.
He's not here.
Okay. I'll skip him. LB, what about you?
I haven't seen any of those shows, so I'll say House of the Dragon season 1.
Okay.
Why is that not on here?
I didn't watch it. Well, I did watch it, but I didn't review it. PB?
Oh my god, the House of the Dragon was so good. Was it the best thing I watched this year? I don't know. Probably. Titans was pretty good, although they're like halfway through the season. On this list, I've only seen one thing, but I feel like it's got a good chance to win. I would pick Cobra Kai. That might be the best show that I watched all year. I think that Purp's gonna pick Stranger Things. But I gotta leave, guy. Thanks for having me on. It was a fucking joy.
Yeah, always, bro. I know you had to dip out, so all right. I appreciate you pulling up.
Yeah, have a nice night, guys.
All right,
peace.
All right.
That being said, Guru, how about you?
Best. I mean, House of Dragons is one of the best things I've seen for sure. Stranger Things season 4 was off the chain, so we're going to talk about a season of something that wasn't its first season. I would say Stranger Things season 4, and Tyler McGray as far as a limited series, the Samuel Jackson's show on Apple Plus. Great show, very fantastic show that I think was overshadowed by the events of the Oscars. With Will Smith and his dumb shit, but I think House of the Dragons, Stranger Things season 4, and Tyler McGray were probably the 3 best shows I watched this year, and Pantheon.
Okay. All right, Rashad.
Yeah, I'm really torn between Cobra Kai season 5 and Stranger Things 4 because both of those they were like equally epic. That's hard, man. That's hard between the both of them. I mean, I almost kind of give it a draw because if I say Cobra Kai season 5, then I'm like, damn, but Stranger Things, it had Vecna and just so many epic scenes, and I give it a draw between both of them, man. And also, I just wanted also to name that's not on this list, Obi-Wan. That Obi-Wan series, man.
No, that was fire.
Fucking loved it. I guess the nostalgia, just bringing back that old beef between Obi-Wan and Vader and the two fights that they had. Like I got misty-eyed by the end of that, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta throw that in there too. So yeah, I say yeah. So it's a tie between season 5 Cobra Kai, season 4 Stranger Things. That I gotta throw Obi-Wan in there. And I don't know if this is gonna be a category, but I also want to give a shout out to Tulsa Kings with Stallone. Great show.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that. Like that had like more viewers than House of Dragons. That was one of the
great show.
Yeah,
great
I was just like, that's
so
weird, but
has the same writer as Terrence Winter from The Sopranos, and you could tell Sly is having a great time playing his role as a former capo. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't seen Tulsa King, definitely check that out.
Okay. So with that being said, let's get into the winner. Give me a second. Yeah, man. Yeah, Stranger Things 4, season 4. You know, it goes without saying. I just talk about just breathtaking. It just felt like watching a whole movie, and the fact that they split it up into 2 parts, like it just, yeah, that shit was just crazy.
Nah, for sure. Well, Purp, let me ask you, because I know you're not the biggest Star Wars fan. What you think about Obi-Wan, the series?
It was cool. I still think Obi-Wan himself is mid. I'm always going to stand by that, but
okay,
it was solid.
Okay. Well, I take that because usually, you know, when it comes to Star Wars, you're like, shit's trash.
No, it's just with me with Star Wars is like I'm so tired of them just staying in one time period. Like we're not going anywhere further. We're always going into the past or staying within the realms of the Skywalker saga, and it's just really annoying. Like that's my biggest gripe is just like Star Wars will never move on, or just I don't think it'll ever grow as far as that narrative. Like just going forward, doing something new. Like you know what I'm saying. Like Mandalorian and all that stuff is cool, but it's just like I don't care about this time period anymore. I just want to see like what is the Star Wars universe going to look like 100 years from now, or let's go 1,000 years into the future, where people get really crazy with shit, or if there even is going to be like Jedi or Sith in 1,000 years or something like that. I don't know, but that's just my little break.
Well, no, that's actually a fair critique, yeah, because it almost seems like we haven't really moved on completely. It's like lately it's all about filling in the gaps from, you know, the other movies. Like, okay, well, yeah, this happened during Order 66, or, you know, or even with Andor, okay, this is the prequel to a prequel to A New Hope, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I understand that critique, you know. I don't know, I guess because they don't have any, you know, because George Lucas, he has such a wild imagination. We created this world, and there's like nobody that can, I guess, carry that legacy on. I mean, Dave Filoni is kind of like George Lucas, you know, 2.0, but even he hasn't really come up with anything really super creative, just kind of piggybacking off of what Lucas did. So yeah, I understand that critique.
Yeah, so the next category we got for TV is best new show. So that's a show that just premiered this year and whatnot. I'll show you the categories. Well, the nominees. Nominees are The Sandman, The Bear, Wednesday, Let the Right One In, All of Us Are Dead, and From. Sandman was a fucking sleeper hit if I ever seen one. This is a DC property. It's like one of their what is that shit called? Not Dark Horse, but well, anyways, this was a really, it's a very different kind of take on just something within the superhero genre. So that's why I put up there. The Bear was really dope. This is a limited series on Hulu. Well, not limited series because I think they are having a season 2.
Yeah, they
where it's
season 2.
Yeah, and this is all about cooking. And like for those that don't know, I love cooking. Not actually cooking, but I've always had a fascination for food and stuff like that. And Jeremy Allen White finally gets a show where he can shine and really show his acting chops off, because he's always been killing it, like even in like Shameless and stuff. But like they kind of like they never really gave him a lot to work with, but now with this, like he's the main focus, and everybody involved with the show did an incredible job. Like that episode 7, how they did a whole one big one shot in that whole episode.
Yeah,
and
that shit was bananas.
yeah, I was just like, that's crazy. And just for them to do that for like 20 minutes it's wild. And just giving you what it feels like to be in those types of situations, and the clash of like, the mom and pop stores compared to like those Gordon Ramsay type of restaurants and stuff like that, and those kind of worlds colliding and stuff like that. Wednesday, Jenna Ortega, that's all I need to say. You know what I'm saying? She's been a fucking star. And I don't know why people are sitting there saying like, oh, movie stars there's no stars. Like Jenna Ortega is clearly a star. You know what I'm saying? She had a crazy breakout year with like, Scream 5 earlier this year, and then she was in X. Now she's Wednesday and stuff, and she's just been getting a lot more recognition and stuff like that. Let the Right One In. This is based off a old, I think it's 80s. Somebody
No, it was
2000.
I thought it was 2008. Let the Right One In. That was a
No, that was a remake to another movie that came out, because there was an original set called Let the Right One In. Let Me In. I think that's the one that you're talking about. Yeah, like I want to go back and watch some of these, because Shudder had like a list of the 101 scariest movie moments, and they had the original on there, and I want to check that out. But this is a very different, interesting take on just vampires, mixing kind of like the supernatural with science, like those two like ideologies kind of clashing. Like, is this something scientifically happening to them? Can we fix this? Or is this something more ancient and stuff like that has been around for thousands of years? All of Us Is Dead. I always like zombie content. I'm always a fan of that, and I like what All of Us Are Dead did with as far as the zombies go, giving them a kind of a unique take, because it's really hard to reinvent that. The Walking Dead has done it. The Last of Us is coming up. That's another one that a lot of people are looking forward to. But this really reminds me of like a mixture of like Train to Busan and High School of the Dead. That's another anime, but it's a mixture of those two, and I really enjoyed it. And I've just been really fascinated by like a lot of this Asian content that's been coming out, like a lot of the stuff that's coming out, like South Korea and stuff. It's fucking amazing. And with that being said, I will be watching Alice in Borderland season 2 tonight at some point. I can't wait for that. That'll probably be my last review of the year.
Yeah. You're not gonna watch the Best Man, the new Best Man show that's gonna be on Peacock?
I don't know nothing about that, but I see my boy the Low Key Cave. He was always talking about that. He I think he did a watch party for the original movie.
Oh, for the original Best Man.
Yeah, I thought it was some Tyler Perry shit, because I was thinking, but I got that and Why Did I Get Married confused with each other.
Nah, no, yeah, Best Man was way better. Nah, yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, and then the last one I got is From. This is another like horror psychological show. I gotta be super vague with this, but I would recommend everybody check it out. Like if you like dope mysteries, but also like a mixture of possible monsters, or just, or even if you're like a fan of Lost, it's a mixture of that as well. It's on Epix, but Epix is changing their name to like MGM Plus, which is a much better name than Epix, because not a lot of people know what the fuck that is. So, but it still was one of the surprising shows that I've watched so far this year. It's really dope. But yeah, let me go around and ask y'all, like, what were some of your favorite new shows? LB.
She-Hulk.
Okay. Guru.
I think I stated kind of my ones with the last one, but I forgot I liked Sandman. I forgot I watched Sandman. I forgot how much I enjoyed it. There was some episodes of Sandman that I thought were absolutely groundbreaking and fantastic as far as how they were written and depicted. So that I'm into Wednesday. I wish I can get it finished. But what I've seen so far, I've absolutely enjoyed. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Wednesday knocked out and get it finished. And From, I started and liked but didn't finish. So From and Wednesday are two shows that I enjoyed. You had me watch The Bear. I watched that first episode. It's one of those shows where I see why you like it, or I see why somebody else would like it. But the entire genre and its depiction, and it just the pilot didn't really hook me. So, and I wasn't going to be patient with it. So it seemed like a decent show. But if I had to pick what you are going to select as the winner, however, I think it's going to be Let the Right One In.
Okay. Rashad.
I gotta go with The Bear just because I know about that kitchen life. I live that kitchen life, and that show is very authentic to my experience. So, there's a lot of times I'm pointing at the screen like, "Oh yeah, I know about that. Yep, know what that's like." So, I gotta say The Bear.
Okay. So let's get into who is the winner of the best new show of
Wednesday.
Pretty much. Yes, and the winner is From. I was just blown away by From. Like it's just one of those shows that it introduced like a mystery of like, yo, what is this place? Who are these people? Why can't we go out at night? You know what I'm saying? Because there's like a strict curfew. It's like as soon as the sun goes down, like, you know what I'm saying, get the fuck up in the crib. Because there's these monsters that come out and they're able to like lure you out. Like they have like some type of like hypnosis. Because there was always this theory like, oh, are these motherfuckers like vampires? They act like vampires. They can't just come in. You know what I'm saying? And they walk really they don't run, they walk. And I love the explanation of just how these characters like explain their story and their on like how they come across these things. And it's really terrifying, especially when you see them in action. But it's more so it's just like the characters like just feel really familiar. Just the world building that they're doing in such a small space, and just seeing like, all right, there's more out here in this world. It's not just, you know what I'm saying? And everybody has come from different parts of the United States to this place, and they don't really know why, but it's interesting, and that's why I really like what I really loved about From is just it was just a refreshing kind of take on a lot of things. And I'm curious to see where they go with like season 2, and if they go into more explanation on who these monsters are, because you do see them, because there's things that happen during the day and at night. Like some people can see visions of ghosts that aren't there. There's these trees that you can kind of teleport from different places. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's a wild show, and it's just it grabbed my attention like the whole ride through. But you could find this first episode, I think, still on YouTube. I think they still have that up, or you can go on their actual app, and I think they got like the first 3 episodes maybe that you can watch. I could be wrong, but I think you could still just watch at least that first episode. Same thing with Let the Right One In. I want to make that clear that you can watch episode 1 and you could watch episode 7. They put those out for free as well. But yeah, From is definitely my favorite new show of this year. And it's really dope to see just horror on television at this time is getting much better, much better. You got Yellow Jackets season 2 coming out soon. So, there's some anyways, I don't want to ramble, but yeah, that's my choice for best new show. So now we get into the last three categories, which is worst movie, best movie, and then channel of the year.
Here we
the
go.
main the main the main event. But we're gonna get to the worst movies. So let me take this down. Here are the nominees: Terror on the Prairie, Terror on the Prairie, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2000, the 2022 one, Jurassic World Dominion, Morbius, Hellraiser 2022, and Top Gun Maverick.
What?
Yes,
bro. That's a mistake, right? Like, did you accidentally put Top Gun in there?
No.
No,
No.
Yeah.
Let me explain the Top Gun shit, right? You know, this to me is the most overhyped movie to come out this year. Like, shout out to Tom for getting that Billy though. Like, I salute him for that. And you know, I get the spectacle of it, but this is a poor movie, bro. Like, there's no antagonist. There's like, why the fuck do I give a shit about the mission that you're doing? You have motherfuckers want to talk about people that have plot armor and Mary Sue's and shit. Tom Cruise can literally crash a million planes and never see any type of consequences or anything like that for it. But you know, I just feel like it's super overrated for a movie that is super mid. But yeah, shouts to Tom for that Billy though. Yeah, right. That's got my reasoning. But see what what's going with you. Okay, so Kate, are you back?
I am back.
What is the worst movie for you that you've seen this year?
Well, I'm gonna give it since I seen it, right? Since I seen it. The other movie I didn't have to see because I knew it was bad from the jump. But I'm gonna give it to Texas Chainsaw Massacre since I seen it. I want to be fair. Morbius would have been my pick if I seen it, but I know that movie's trash. I don't need to watch that movie to know it's trash. It's trash. But yeah, Texas Chainsaw. I'll just tell y'all one line that makes this movie so horrible. There's a line in the movie where Leatherface gets on a bus with somebody, and some Asian dude pulls out his phone. He got a chainsaw. First thing this Asian dude says, "I got you on camera, bro. We about to cancel you." I was like, "What?"
That's just stupid. That shit was stupid,
bro. What you mean cancel? We gonna cut you up? This movie was dumb. Look, I know you know Gen Z dialogue that they be putting in these movies. You know, mind you,
that's your generation. Yeah, that's your generation.
But even I think it's corny. Like, you know, you gotta like this dude got a chainsaw right in front of your face. The first thing you do is pull out your phone and say, and you lie to him like you canceled, bro. He don't care if he's canceled. He a crazy dude with a chainsaw, man.
Yeah, that don't make sense. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he don't care about getting canceled. What the heck is going on?
It can't be no worse than Busta Rhymes jump kicking Michael Myers out the damn window, man.
Bro, and people want to say Halloween Ends is the worst fucking movie they've ever. Come on, bro.
Hey,
that shit.
I don't know why you didn't put it on here. Honestly, it should be in a place of Top Gun Maverick, but Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
I didn't review it, and I have a whole video on why that is, because that was like one of the worst theater experiences fucking ever, bro. I have a whole video on it. Just go check that out. But Chill, are you here?
Yeah, so Eternals was last year. Can't give it that. I'm looking at Terror on the Prairie is like, that's way too political to say you like it or dislike it. No one will believe your opinion. Jurassic World Dominion, man. Let's go to Morbius because that was the most spectacular failure. I don't know why Top Gun is here. You didn't like it, that's fine, but it's called worst movie, so I guess it's subjective. Sure, fine. You can have Top Gun Maverick here, but Morbius is the worst.
Okay. LB.
Well, out of this list, the only one I've seen is Terror on the Prairie, and I can be objective with the movie. It's not the worst movie I've seen of the year, but on this list, I would say it's the worst movie that you've seen, Because based off of the reviews I've seen from that you've done, I feel like that one has the most disgust in your tone. But
Okay.
do I give my worst movie or you do that next or what?
Now you could so Terror on the Prairie, you would say is your
For me,
that's your pick, yeah.
no, not for. I would say that's the worst on your list for you. For me, the worst movie I watched this year was called My Son Hunter, and
You watch it.
this was created by. It was produced by some Breitbart people, and without bias, it is definitely the worst. And I will tell you why. There are scenes in the movie where Gina Carano is on the screen doing green screen, and you can see the green screen on the screen.
So it's like Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
Yeah,
That's
there are scenes like that. But the people who believe those conspiracy theories gonna think the movie's great because they think it's a true story or whatever. But like from a technical standpoint, it's terrible. Acting, everything is about it's awful, and it's like I don't know. I don't know how Gina Carano could come back from that. Because like, bro, you thought Terror on the Prairie was bad. Like you watched that movie, it's like Gina, why? Like I was so like bro, my heart was broken for Gina when I watched that movie.
That's crazy. So BG.
Well, a little honorable mention is normally in my discords we play movies for people's birthdays, so we allow whoever birthday it is to pick a movie to watch. And one of the sweetest women I know picked this Stephen Hawking's film from back in the day, his biopic, and that was literally the worst fucking film I watched. Not that it was bad, but it was boring. And I mean dreadfully boring as far as no antagonism, no, it's almost like a live action Wikipedia page. It was just very terrible to watch. So
live action Wikipedia page. That's funny as hell.
It was the worst thing I watched.
You know what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking. I was looking at this poster of Terror on the Prairie, and the woman at the bottom right, she's literally not in the movie at all.
Hilarious.
Damn.
That's funny.
How the hell?
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh wow.
I think I read something today that they're gonna start gonna get in trouble for those false trailers.
Yeah, like putting
saw
fiction
someone.
in trailers.
I saw they said a federal court. I'm willing to bet that will go into a higher court and get rejected.
Yeah, they'll forget about that. They'll just get swept under the rug. Because it's like, to me, I feel like as long as you're not deliberately being misleading in your trailer, like, I think it's cool if you want to just throw people off, like,
right?
Because I feel like nowadays, like, trailers show too much. I wouldn't mind some fake shit that's not even actually in the movie. That just
yeah. I mean, like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. But like, if you're going to go see, let's say, Avengers Endgame, but you get a romantic comedy movie instead, then you might have a point to being angry.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope. Like what they did with Endgame, the Infinity War, kind of not that scene where everybody's charging and not actually have that scene in the movie. I can understand that, but it's like a slippery slope as far as
that scene was in the movie. The Hulk just wasn't there.
Yeah, and the Hawks, right. The Hawk wasn't there. That was the difference about it. But see, that's okay. I can live with that. But I can't live with like just completely fabricated scenes and things that get you excited that are not even in the movie or vice versa. So
yeah.
But what I'll say what I'll say to the list is Jurassic World is the worst thing I watched this year from that list. You warned me about that, Purp. I was like, hey, y'all, I'm about to play Jurassic World. And he was like, hey, I don't know about that. He was like, and I'm like, how bad can it be? It's dinosaurs. It's the original cast. I mean, come on. Like, even if it's bad, it's still going to, hit the nostalgia note. So that's okay. No, this movie was terrible. I'm talking the antagonists were big, overgrown grasshoppers in a dinosaur film. And then at the end, Chris Pratt is like dapping up the raptor. They like, yeah, bro, thank you, bro. You came through with my son, bro. I'm like, this movie, bro, like that movie, And it could have been good considering the cast and what they could have attempted, but it's just like that was just, and it made $1 billion. That's the crazy thing about it. So it was clearly the worst movie I've seen all year.
Okay.
Bro, I honestly, bro, I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick because I'm not interested in Tom Cruise movies. But like, I don't think it's the worst, bro. But I can see why you would think it is the worst because I've seen a lot of the rah 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 America people riding for the movie. And
you would think this movie is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
What you trying to say, Purp? You try
look. When it comes to Tom Cruise, I only associate one movie with him. It is Mission Impossible. That's the only Tom Cruise movies that I give a fuck about. I didn't give a fuck about no Top Gun. I was like, Top Gun, what the fuck they did? I didn't expect it to do as well as it did. So that's why I was like, yo, shouts to them. They're doing something that's like kind of unprecedented in this time within films and stuff. Like I went to go see this in like week 4 and it was like a packed theater. It's crazy. Like,
I think it was Marvel backlash too. I really believe it was people kind of saying, here's a movie that's not a Marvel movie. That's
but it's not. But it still falls in the like for me. Like it still falls short into that Marvel category because it's like, yes, I understand. Like okay, like people say like it's more about the spectacle, less about the story. But I was just like, when you really break down this film, it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? It like if it wasn't Tom Cruise in this movie, people would bitch about this movie or say this movie was woke or some shit like that. I think they just like it because it's Tom Cruise. I don't know if that's fair.
Black Adam should have been on this fucking list too. Let's be clear. I don't want to.
I enjoyed Black Adam.
Away from that, I don't want to get you.
Black Adam was tight, man.
Nah,
I like that.
If we're gonna talk about a movie that is overhyped and truly underperformed in every area, including the box office, it was Black Adam that had a lead star.
I agree.
False.
I agree completely, bruh. This is another Dwayne Johnson dressed up in a superhero costume.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusations. And
it's Dwayne Johnson dressed up in a superhero uniform for 2 hours, bruh.
With no charisma.
I don't even think Black Adam's overhyped though. I don't even think it's overhyped. Like I think it's good, but I don't think nobody's overhyping it. I think.
I would never say Black Adam is a great film, but it's a fun superhero popcorn movie.
Was it fun?
Yeah, I would watch Black Adam 3 times in a row before I touch Top Gun.
Yeah, I'll say this about Black Adam. I understand that people saw The Rock's promotion of it as like, he kind of gassed it up too much, and he really didn't. It wasn't nothing like spectacular, but I think people are being a little bit too harsh. Like I think people either wants the movie has to be either trash or great. I think the movie's okay. I think it's good. I think it's like right in the middle.
Yeah. Like, you got to think too, the audience too. Like, I took my 7-year-old to watch it. Well, he was 6 at the time. I took my 6-year-old to watch it, and he was like, we watched it in Dolby, and his eyes were like huge. He was like, "This is like the greatest thing ever." And then, spoiler, when the reveal happened at the end, where Supes came out, he's gonna fight Superman. Cool, like
James Gunn shut that shit down.
My son left happy.
Say nope.
Yeah, my son left happy. So yeah, but that I had to explain to him. I said, "Son, it's not gonna happen now. The movie didn't make its money."
And when you told him that, your son aged a whole year.
He aged a whole year.
Yeah.
Wait, I hope he told your son James Gunn going to give him something better. Shazam versus Black Adam.
And I'll say this. That Black Adam was still better than any Marvel movie that came out this year. Period.
That's cat, bro. That's cat, bro.
Even over Multiverse of Madness.
I don't have no desire to watch that movie again.
I don't have no desire to watch Black Adam again.
See, that's the beauty of films. You know what I'm saying? You could hate something, but
fair enough. Fair enough. But let's look at one piece that is pretty objective. When you cast The Rock into a film like this, and for the film to lack charisma from the protagonist, he pantomimed the Terminator from Terminator 2 the entire movie. But he's the most charismatic actor on the movie.
Black Adam himself, he's not a charismatic person.
So you don't have to be jovial to be charismatic. He's walking around busting through walls, delivering lines very flat. He has no supporting cast to support him to bounce anything off of, to any significant, degree. The movie was very flat to have one of the most charismatic actors in Hollywood.
And I'll say to the whole multiverse of madness thing, it's just like you have this all-powerful Wanda that gets beat by America Chavez that just barely doesn't even really know how to use her powers. Like,
that's a good point.
Yeah, and look, I like Multiverse of Madness, but Wanda's motivation. Come on.
Oh, let's talk about Black Adam.
I want to jump to the different multiverses and find some kids. You can make your own kids. Talking about
heroes don't kill. Hit the box. Heroes don't kill. Oh yeah, but I do. Who did he kill that wasn't already a bad guy? This whole Black Adam acting like he's some sort of anti-hero, and he's actually a good guy the entire time. As soon as we meet him, he's saving old girl. He's saving everybody and defeating bad guys, but he's representing himself as an anti-hero. That's a broken script.
He's only saving his people.
To be fair, he was beating up Amanda Waller's government officials. He was beating up on them when he was trying to get up out there. Them probably good people. They probably got families.
That's a foreign government. You don't have to respect a foreign government.
Black Adam looked like one of those mid-2000 superhero movies.
Bingo, I said the same thing. I said it looks like it's coming from that X-Men 2, that whole genre. Even though X-Men 2 was a fantastic movie.
Everybody said those movies were dope.
No, they were dope. But we've seen superheroes movies grow since then. And then here comes one that looks and feels like one of those old movies without the level of plot and charisma.
But you don't think sometimes it's good to go back to the basics? I mean, right now everything is connected. Everything is. I'm saying, but sometimes it's good to kind of go back. You know what I'm saying? Like
some people want a cheesy. Some people want a cheesy comic book movie.
Give me cheese. Like for example, Chainsaw Massacre is on the worst list, right? I come from a time where in the '80s they were like just cheesy ass horror movies that were dumb as hell, but it had some good kills, and that was Texas Chainsaw this year. So it's a bad movie. I won't deny that.
And it's on the worst list. So why isn't Black Adam on the worst list?
I had fun watching it because
I enjoyed it.
It took me back to that time where I watched a lot of bad, horror movies, what I'm saying, that I enjoyed. So sometimes it's good to kind of go back to the past a little bit.
Just pretty much overall, like, I understand people don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like, if you bring up BVS, there's going to be people that really like BVS. There's people that don't like that movie.
It's just they're psycho.
But I'm saying, like, it's always going to be polarizing when you talk about these comic book movies, because like I said, like Doctor Strange was one of my most anticipated movies out of that Phase 4, and it disappointed the fuck out of me. That's why I was like, I can't watch that movie no more.
Fair enough. But did the hierarchy?
I like Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah,
I like Shang-Chi way more than Multiverse of Madness, and mind you, Multiverse of Madness had Sam Raimi behind it. It's like.
And people shit on Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi was a really good movie. That was an entertaining movie.
Shang-Chi was
people do shit on Shang-Chi. They were like, "Oh, it's a below average film." I was like, "Y'all tripping."
Hey, real talk though.
It was mediocre.
Black Adam looked like it came on directly after Morbius, like it was a continuation of Morbius, bro.
Nah.
but the thing about LB, right? He has nothing nice to say about DC, so you got keep that in mind.
I have nice things to say about DC.
What DC movie do you like? Because I caught a pattern here. You don't like nothing DC. That's what I see.
I like
could
the
be
Dark
wrong.
Knight. I like Batman Begins.
Man, that's
okay. The mid 2000. Okay.
I like.
You go with a safe bet.
I think Man of Steel is okay.
Everyone thinks Man of Steel is okay, except for certain people.
But after that, that's when it's. I thought Wonder Woman was good until the third act.
Okay, all right.
But the rest of them, nah.
Not even the Batman, the Joker.
I haven't seen the Batman. I checked out the DCEU when I saw
the Batman is dope, but the Joker was.
LV, watch the Batman. It ain't better than the Dark Knight, but it's top 3. It's up there with the Dark Knight and Batman Begins.
I think it's better than the Dark Knight. But I don't want to compare a movie that just starting to a sequel.
I'll say this.
I don't think it's better than Dark Knight Batman Begins, but it's definitely top 3 of like the top live action Batman movies.
I would say Robert Pattinson's performance is better than Christian Bale's.
Yeah, facts.
I'd agree with that too. Yeah. Well, because Christian Bale, all he did was growl like this.
Right.
Where are they?
Nah, but y'all remember there was so much more to Christian Bale because he played the superior Bruce Wayne.
That's all. He played a good Bruce Wayne, but when he put on the cowl and stuff, I was like, bro, you're not intimidating. Like when he's sitting there, when he's interrogating the Joker, he slams his fist on his hand. Like, bro, what is that for?
This is
and the Joker's laughing at him the whole time. I was like, bro,
Joker's a different beast though. He
yeah.
has to everything.
This
Man, you can shoot Joker in his pinky toe, and he gonna be like, ha ha ha, I ain't feel it. You gonna blow his toe off, and he gonna say, I don't feel it, and laugh about it. That man crazy.
I know it's cool to slander the Dark Knight trilogy these days, but stop.
Right, it is a little too.
No, I like the trilogy, but it's just like, yo, going back to them shits, like even Batman Begins, that movie is really messy, bro, compared to the other two. Like I prefer watching the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises before I watch Begins again. Begins just feels like a completely different movie compared to.
I mean, it is a completely different movie.
Origin story.
No, not in a good way. Not in a good way.
Stop it.
Not in a good way. But that's just me. That's just me. Like I've because at the time, you know what I'm saying, I fell with the hype with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Dark Knight's the best, but now I really looked at it. It's like, yeah, Dark Knight is great just because of Heath Ledger. If you take him out of that movie, then
no, bruh. Man.
The plot of the movie.
Take Heath Ledger out of that movie still dope.
That
still
movie,
dope.
The plot is dope too.
Just watching that
it's dope because
movie,
of the Joker, though.
Everybody in that movie, acting wise, was on a whole nother level.
You like Rachel? You like Rachel?
Like Christopher Nolan's directing, like the cinematography in that movie.
Cinematography,
man,
that's cool. But like I said, you take the Joker out of that movie, it's trash.
How is it trash and everybody?
It's still dope because I mean the whole thing about Batman wanted to.
You don't get Two-Face. You don't get Two-Face.
How is it trash and everybody did a great job acting?
Yeah, I could say they did a good job acting, but doesn't mean that the movie was good.
Boy, stop it, bro.
Moving
on. Let's continue on with the Purp Show Awards.
Is it my turn yet? Is it my turn yet to get to?
Because people love Citizen Kane, right? That has great acting, right? But it's not gonna be for everybody. So
so you're gonna say Citizen Kane is trash now, bro?
No, I'm just saying it's just like what you like what people think of the Dark Knight is different from what I think about it. I still appreciate those movies. Those are not the best Batman movies ever fucking made though. You know, that Dark Knight is clearly only good because of Heath Ledger's performance. He outshines everybody in that film.
Well, but what does that matter though, right? He's in the film.
Right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's like
but the whole. But I'm saying the whole thing, like where everybody's like, whenever the conversation gets brought up, like, Bale's Batman is so great, but he's not though. He's not.
No, we're saying the Dark Knight, the movie, The Dark Knight is a great Batman movie. I just said Pattinson's Batman was better than Christian Bale's, but Heath Ledger, had a great performance that raised the entire level of the film. But that we can't say. Well,
yeah, he carried that film.
Yeah, but if you take Michael Jordan off the Bulls, you can't say you take him off the Bulls, they wouldn't have won shit. Well, yeah, duh. I mean, come on, you can't.
No, but actually, we know if you really watch the Dark Knight, though, the Dark Knight's actually a tragic Batman story because the whole movie's trying to get out of being Batman to be with Rachel. You know what I mean? And Harvey Dent was his ticket out of that. So when Harvey ended up going full Sith, and it's like, damn, now I got to stay being Batman again. I have to give up the life that I wanted to do this shit now. So
look, for me,
it was kind of an arc for him.
Look, for me, the Dark Knight is cool. It's only cool because of Heath Ledger's performance and just like he brought to that film.
Every actor in the movie was great. It's not like Heath Ledger was the only good actor and everyone else was trash. And like he just did the carry job of.
I could say like a lot of other performances were lackluster. I didn't care about the whole story, Rachel storyline. Like
I'm not talking about the storyline. I'm talking about the acting because you said Heath Ledger carried the movie.
He did,
but everybody was great acting wise.
Anyways, whatever.
Look.
I really don't care. But it's just that's just how I feel about the Dark Knight. Like it's good for what it does, but you know what I'm saying, Heath Ledger just carries the whole movie. Everything like I could do without everybody else's performance, even if it's well acted. I still don't care about it. Like I didn't care about the whole Rachel storyline. Bale was really good as Bruce Wayne, but when he puts on the suit, it just completely takes me out. He's not intimidating. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, you need to play the Rick Ross on yourself. Accusation.
Hold on. So you trying to tell me 125-pound Robert Pattinson as Batman's intimidating, bro?
It was dope.
More intimidating than fucking way more intimidating. He was way more intimidating than Bale.
Look, I was as a person who's a neutral party in this. Look, I'm just say this. As I love Pattinson's Batman, I love how the way he was introduced in the movie. But you can't compare that to Bale, who was fighting League of Shadow Ninjas, and Robert Pattinson, who was ass
too. Like how you beat somebody that's you introduce a character that's immortal and you kill him.
I'm not saying he wasn't, but he was struggling with some internet trolls and stuff. Bale was really fighting with some League of Shadow ninjas, like ninjas. Legit.
Yeah, isn't this like year 2 Batman though? He's not even a fully realized Batman.
Batman Begins, he was a year 1 Batman.
You don't got to talk down on the Dark Knight to prop up.
I'm not trying to talk down to it, but it's just like
both movies. I like both movies. They both solid.
I'm just saying this is like how I feel. Like I don't feel like Bale's the best Batman. Like he's not. No, like watching those movies, it's just like it's almost comical. It's almost comical.
Man. People
remember. Go back and watch those movies, bro. I swear, I think people that have not watched those movies in a long time, bro. I watched Batman Begins, and I originally really liked that movie, but I was just like, that has a lot of issues.
Nah, Bale was dope in 3 though. Nah, Bale was dope in Batman Rises. I mean, The Dark Knight Rises.
He was good in all of them.
Not as Batman, as Bruce Wayne, I'll give you that. He's definitely gave us the best Bruce Wayne, but not Batman.
So you think because he's not intimidating that
no, there's other things. There's other things too. I don't like the voice. He just comes off mad corny, and I don't understand how people can't see that. But he just comes off mad corny to me.
Yeah, I would put Bale. Bale would be like the number 3. But I would say Pattinson. Then I would say probably Affleck, and then Bale, and then Keaton.
Yeah. Let's not sleep on Keaton too much.
You know what I mean?
Let's not sleep on him too much. But okay. Yeah. I'm with that. I can say that. I can agree with that.
Okay, let me finally get to this fucking winner though. Thank you.
Wait a minute. You ain't asked my worst movie.
What's your worst movie?
Okay, my worst movie of the year is Barbarian. I absolutely hated that film. Hated it.
Everybody's saying it's so good.
People.
That's why I'm saying. That's why
I hated the.
See,
film.
that's why I'm saying it's everything's subjective. You know what I'm saying? Some people might love something, and other people's like, nah, it's not it. You know. But continue.
No, I left it. I did my review and I ranted on that movie because it got my pressure up by how much I disliked it. Because it started out.
I was gonna ask what kind of stood out that you didn't like.
Well, because it started out very promising and intense, and I said, okay, I want to see where this goes because I'm like, okay, I'm kind of on the edge of my seat and waiting to see where this takes me, and then it kind of turned into an X-Files episode about fucking inbred creatures with hairy nipples. All right, I don't want to look at a fucking 100-foot screen with a damn hairy nipple in my face, man. Like, come on, you know. And then at the end, it became like a cartoonish horror like B movie, and I'm like, what the fuck was this? And everybody that walked out, we all looked at each other like, yo, are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking? Yeah, that shit was trash.
Man,
yeah, fuck that movie.
That's an interesting take because I like Barbarian because like the less you know about that movie, the better your experience. If you watch the trailer, even though the trailer doesn't show you nothing, but it's better just going to it like blind as hell because then when things get revealed to you, you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that was what was down here, and you know what else is down here. And I could see some people not liking this movie and how it kind of changes, but that's what I kind of like about it, where it sets you up to think like, all right, it's about this character, but no, they're gonna introduce another character that pops in, and it kind of gives you a different vibe. And that ending, I would have to watch it again, but I was cool with the ending. You know what I'm saying? It, like I said, in hindsight, you could say like, yeah, it's kind of random, but like it just they explain it all through just the whole story of what that thing is and whatnot. I know.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I like when a movie can take me like in a different direction that I thought it was gonna go, but it's like the direction it took me, it was like bullshit. Come on, like that's the best you can do. Nah. I still get haunted by the hairy ass nipple in my fucking face.
It's just crazy. So let's get into the winner. We're definitely going a little over.
Really went ahead and gave it the top gun highest film of the year.
These parts are bro.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Wow.
No, the worst movie of the year is Terror on the Prairie. That's just fucking
okay. I was about to
say hot trash. You Elvin, you notice like people were hyping this movie up, and then like it just you don't hear a peep.
Bruh.
You don't hear a peep.
Which people were hyping this movie up? Who's recommending on your YouTube homepage?
When I see people hyping things up, I watch it for myself, and then I watch the reviews of people. And if it's bad like this movie, they will talk about everything about anything else but the actual movie. They'll talk about how Gina Carano's got canceled. They'll talk about how this movie's for the anti-woke, but they won't talk about the actual movie.
The movie
ain't that some shit?
Movie's so garbage, yo. Like if you want to I don't recommend you waste your time even trying to find this movie. Yeah, I just when you see some people capping for this, like, oh man, Gina Carano was so breathtaking and just what?
Right.
It's like, yo, she has like no dialogue. She does the dumbest shit in here. Like,
it's crazy, right? They talk about how these Hollywood shills are shill for movies because they get access to premieres and stuff. Well, they did the same exact thing for this movie, bro.
Right. That's crazy.
Damn. If you like Barbarian, you really hate Malignant. Malignant was actually fun. Malignant, because I knew what kind of movie it was. I knew it was just, a dumbass, crazy, psychotic horror movie that was just bonkers and off the wall. But Barbarian was just like a fucking, that shit was atrocious.
Okay, so for the people that are still watching, I want to give away another movie before we get into the best movie, and the last category is the channel of the year. The next movie I'm going to be giving away is a digital copy of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Whoa.
I would highly suggest y'all get on this. Anybody on the panel want to just screenshot that shit real quick and then just, grab that up. First come, first serve. Enjoy. I'm gonna leave this up there for a little bit. Cause I know there's like a little delay probably on YouTube's end. So let's get into the best movies. Take this down. Almost 3 hours. That shit just flew fuck by.
You think?
Yeah. Best movie.
I don't even have to think about that one. I already know what the best movie is, but good.
The Batman. Nope. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Del Toro's Pinocchio. Avatar 2. Pearl.
Good list.
Yes.
I still need to watch Avatar
Pinocchio.
too. I'm gonna go see it Friday.
Yeah, I'm gonna see that again this weekend.
You're seeing it again. See, that's how you know it's the answer. Avatar 2: The Way of Water gets the Chillmonger vote for best movie of the year. Looking at it from beginning to the end, it's a movie made for 3D. What other movie can say that they did? Nope. Maybe they can say we made it for IMAX. So you need to look at that larger aspect ratio. That's okay, but then the movie wasn't as good as Avatar. The Batman's cool, good little music, but it was not Avatar. None of these were.
Church.
Okay. K-Dot, what was your favorite movie of the year?
I gotta give it to the Batman. I seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. I haven't seen Pinocchio, Nope, and Pearl, but out of the two I can pick, I gotta give it to the Batman. That was a really solid movie for Matt Reeves, and I hope this new DC universe still does these Elseworld stories outside the main universe, because we need to allow creators to do stuff like the Batman, so they're not restricted by a cinematic universe. And Joker, Batman. We need more stuff like that.
Okay.
More creative freedom.
LB, what was your favorite movie this year?
Wakanda Forever.
Oh, Christ.
Ooh.
Okay. BG.
Was he? Wait, he was serious? I thought he was kidding. Was that really your answer, LB?
Yeah, I actually watched it without bias. Maybe you should try it one day.
Oh.
Show them who you are.
It's challenge day.
Damn.
Oh, that's funny. BG, what about you?
I'm torn, really. I seen Batman, Nope, everything, and Pearl. I haven't seen Avatar 2 yet. I think the best movie I actually watched this year was Silence of the Lambs. I watched it for the first time this year, and I thought it was the most fantastic thing I've ever seen.
The OG?
Yeah, the OG.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah.
That thing, I was like, my goodness, that was just the acting and everything. So that's the best movie I watched all year. But out of the, movies that released this year, I'm torn between Batman and Everything Everywhere All at Once. I can say that the one thing about the Batman, the one knock I have on it is that I felt that runtime. I watched it twice, and both times I felt that 3-hour runtime. So, and to the point about Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think it was very fresh and that, the multiversal perspective. It took a lot of risk, I would say, and it executed on a lot of things that I haven't seen other movies execute on, like the multiverse perspective in which Doctor Strange failed. So it's nip and tuck, but if I had to just give my vote, it'd be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay. Shot, what was your favorite movie or...
Man, let me tell you something. Easily Avatar. You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, that movie's what you go to the movies for. All right. That is why you go and pay your hard-earned money and sit down and just go into, just immerse yourself into this world that you've never been to. I watched it twice, and both times there were times I forgot I was even sitting in the theater. That's how into this world I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's movies that come along so many years that give you that experience, like the first Jurassic Park, Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, on the other hand, I know it's easy to pick this movie apart. Like, yeah, narratively, it's not really a tight story and all this and that. Who gives a fuck? Just sit down, go on this 3-hour Universal Studios ride, and just get a bang out of life. And that's what it gave me, man. Avatar 2 is the #1 film of this year for me.
That mentality is how you get movies like Jurassic World 3.
No.
I'll add on to that, and I'll say I was like, I need every movie to step up they CG, bro. Like there's no excuse. Like after watching Avatar 2, there shouldn't be no lack of we didn't get lack of CG or what I'm saying, none of that.
There's a difference.
Set that up.
I agree with you, but everyone's not Jim Cameron.
I'm about to say, Cameron's a different beast, man. And he talked a lot of shit before this movie came out. Like, he was dissing Marvel. He was saying that his shit looks better than Thanos. He talked a lot of shit, and he backed it up, all of it.
Thanos' mocap suit did look good, though. I don't know what, and I haven't seen Avatar, and I'm pretty sure it probably looks better, but I wouldn't pick that as the comparison because Thanos looked pretty good.
I'm saying as far as like I would say like if they were able to use like that type of technology, like Thanos would look like real, like a real like it's just the little attention to details and shit. Like even like the water scenes, you see like the water still on their skin and shit. It's just looks crazy. I don't know. It's weird.
Because my boy Q reviews, he's a CG artist, and even he couldn't figure out like how the hell they did the water scenes. He was like, "How the fuck did they do that?"
I agree, and that's a whole other discussion when it comes to this filmmaking, because Cameron, he takes his time and he gets what he wants and does what he wants. A lot of these other films, they just, I need to put it out by this date because I got to put out the sequel by that date, so they just rush through everything. So,
well, and that's the difference between this and a Jurassic World Dominion is that this is a personal film for him. He took his time doing it, and this is something that he wanted to do as opposed to, okay, we have to do a trilogy, so we got to put this movie out, get like 5 different writers, and that's why it looks like a convoluted mess, where this movie, it has its flaws, man, but this is like the ultimate theater-going experience. I watched it in Dolby 3D twice, man.
I took
my kids to see it, and, man, fucked me up.
It's just like you'll hear that a lot, just visually stunning just because it is. It's like one of those things you have to see. And every time I see the trailer, I can see people saying like, it doesn't look that interesting or nothing like that. But the more I saw the trailer and just like really focused on it, and I was just like, bro, these effects are fucking crazy.
And there was even some touching moments too, man. I ain't gonna lie, there was a couple times I got emotional.
Yeah. And it's just one of those movies after you're watching, it's just like, it's gonna stay with you, and just you're gonna be like, I want more. Like I want to see Avatar 3 now. Like I think he should probably not try to do another 3-hour movie, maybe. But either way, however he wants to do it, I'll support whatever the fuck. Keep it to like I think 2:45 would be ideal.
Yeah, I was thinking 2:30, 2:45 was like kind of the sweet spot, But 3 hours is a little long.
It's 3:20, right? It's 3:22.
It's
like 3:12. I think it's like 3:12.
I forgot. I have to give an honorable mention to best movie, The Woman King.
Oh shit!
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, no, that was straight.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching that. But
you haven't watched it?
No, I ain't watching that shit.
Why?
I'm good on that.
You believe in all the conspiracy theories about the movie?
What conspiracy? I'm good.
What are you talking about?
What conspiracy? Like, you know what I'm saying?
The fake controversy?
What's fake?
Why people that haven't watched the movie?
Bro, I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to watch a movie about a bunch of slave catchers. I'm good, bro. I'm done with these slave shits, bro. You good on that?
They're not catching slaves in the movie.
Facts.
That's not the point, bro.
That's a fact. That ain't no.
That's what I'm saying. And the fact that a white woman directed, come on, bro.
No. That was the same chick that directed Love and Basketball. It was a sister that directed it. Nah, she
the writer.
Oh, the writer. Okay, I don't know about the writer. Well, I think she wrote it too. Gina something. I forgot what her name is.
White.
She did Love and Basketball and Disappeared Acts.
I know you be buying these stupid conspiracies, bro. Like
what's conspiracy about it? Why would I want to watch a movie about slave catchers?
They're not catching slaves in the movie.
But they have. The history doesn't change. Like
there you go, bro. I knew you bought into this fake outrage by people that ain't seen the movie, bro. Hey, come on, bro.
If y'all like that shit, y'all want to see that shit, then you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So you believe Jody's corner, bro?
I don't. Y'all go ahead with that. That's for you.
I've seen the movie. It ain't what you're talking about.
But it's cool. That's cool though. It's for you though. It's not for me.
It's not for you because you don't know about the movie. Shame, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to watch a movie that's about slavery and stuff again. Like I get it.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but like.
I mean, it's not that.
Don't say what the movie's about and you ain't seen it, which is not about that. What they talking about.
Only other way I watch a slave movie ever again is if they make a sequel to Django where they killing the slave.
I watch that. I watch that.
They actually did. They did that in The Woman King. I mean, you if you watched it, you would know that.
The PG-13 version of that, but I'm talking about like hardcore.
Like we want to see the black people whipping the white people. That's what I want to see.
They did that.
Wild, bro.
They did that in the Woman King.
How many times did they whip them though? Like, was it like one? Because Django was going.
Nah, it's PG-13. Enough said.
Django was whooping that. He was like,
yeah,
ancestors. He was whooping that white boy. He said, "Take it." That dude over there crying, like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, just those type of movies I'm good on, bro. We don't need more say slave movies and all that shit. We don't need that shit.
Yeah, we
Will Smith.
We still need something to come out.
It ain't a slave movie.
We still need something to come out every once in a while, but like,
no, we don't.
But it's not a slave
movie. We have enough, man. We got Glory, we got Roots, we got
Roots. All we need, all we have, we got Roots. That's all we need. That's good enough.
Right.
I'm just telling you, it's not a slave movie. But you bought into the fake outrage by people that didn't watch the movie.
It ain't no fake outrage. I wouldn't call it that.
It is fake outrage because people.
The homie trial was slave catchers. That's a fact.
Because people were talking same things about the movie that wasn't in the movie, or they was in the movie. Like they didn't see the movie. That's what I'm getting at.
The homie trial was slave catchers. That's a fact. The movie features the homie trial.
Okay,
that's
so like why people all upset about a fictional story? Like what other movies are based on true stories 100% accurate? You don't see people getting mad about that, but it's a black movie. Oh, now it's a problem.
That makes it more
really
of an issue.
Black movie. It's an African movie. It's an African
movie. Whatever. Y'all went out here going crazy over Braveheart. Yeah. Braveheart ain't 100% accurate. I'm not watching it.
A 300, right?
Right. 300 not accurate. I'm not watching it.
No, I think you look. I mean, the problem is it is accurate. They're depicting the homie trial. They were slave catchers. I mean, that was enough for people to check out.
No.
I mean, I can see that.
Like I said, people fake outraging.
Like I said,
each his own. I just I don't think we need to support movies like that, but it's whatever. It's not for me. That's all I can say. It's not for me. So
well, now we know. You know what's funny? After watching Avatar with my kids, my daughter, she's 17. She walked out the theater talking about, you know what? I'm sick of white people thinking they can just come in and take whatever they want to take. I was like, I said, is that what you got out of that? I mean, I kind of see, there's some parallels there. How they came and took the shit from the Native Americans, but yeah, she was talking out loud. There's white people walking by and shit. And I said, baby, you can't be, because I don't care.
Yeah.
Nah, but that stuff is really sensitive topics, bro. Like it really kind of digs deep to the culture of the world we live in. Like when you depict that stuff on screen, it's like it kind of reminds you of the history and the current reality that we in. So even it's depicted in fictional ways or half-truth kind of ways, it's like it's close enough to reality that it triggers people in a way that they don't want to be triggered. So it's like I can see why people can get some of that stuff from some of these movies because that's the ethos of it at its core.
Hey, and
just a movie, though.
And real quick, I'll say about Avatar because okay, yeah, the movie does. Avatar when it came out, yes, it was overrated, but it was great that it did highlight because it was literally a parallel to how the Europeans came to America and basically violated and raped the Native Americans' land and tried to steal their resources and all that. Yes, it wasn't Native Americans, but not even Native Americans be getting movies like this to really show the struggle that they dealt with.
We don't need Native American movies because we don't need to live through that again, right, Purp?
No, don't.
No, but
Can we get some positive?
Boycott Avatar.
You see,
what's wrong?
Everything you just said about how we don't want to see anybody black cast as a slave. We got Roots are good. All right, well, we don't really got to see Native Americans. We can handle the.
But see, Native Americans barely got any content.
No Avatar.
They barely got any content. Black and white people get more content than Native Americans.
Hey, bro, you got Dances with Wolves and Pocahontas, bro. That's good enough.
People reference Pocahontas to this day. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's like one main movie, Pocahontas, when we talk about the Native American story. And that came out in the 90s. So they don't.
I was about to say, look, because we talk about the Holocaust, Schindler's List, like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And with slavery, it should be roots, and that's
Purp
it.
don't want to see the struggle. He don't want to see none of that.
I'd rather. What's wrong with seeing like just us depicted in more positive light though? Like we don't have none of that shit.
Yeah, we do. You don't watch it.
No, we don't.
Look, we need movies like what's that movie with the ice? We need more movies like Are We There Yet?
Yeah, I'd rather that, bro, than like some of the shit that we're getting. We're getting like back to back bullshit. Like, bro, it's like you know, with Will Smith, he goes from playing King Richard to a slave. Like, what is that? That's a demotion
crazy.
if I ever seen.
Nah, yeah, that's crazy right there.
That's wild.
See, and I'm not gonna lie, I do miss me some Dr. Dolittle movies. Like, you know, I miss some I miss some movies.
We only get decent black comedies, yo. Like,
did you go
But
see
you know,
King
all
Richard?
those movies, Barbershop, all those fun movies
I
are
seen
not.
King Richard. That was a good movie.
go ahead, Joe.
They're not high budgeted. With Woman King, they got a $50 million budget. That's why when Viola Davis said what she said about you got to support this, you can't say we don't get enough. She's kind of true. Now she had you and me and Purp and Guru, I think, or everyone else who was arguing. You kind of have us at the neck because we don't want to see Lashana Lynch and John Boyega play these characters from the 1800s, whether or not they're playing slaves or not. It is a slave genre of a movie, and I don't want that. I want Star Wars in space. I want that for black actors. But yeah, when you give all that money, all that budget, and it goes to a movie like The Woman King, it's kind of disappointing. But you kind of are in a moral conundrum. Some people are. I'm not. Like, I can skip out on a movie like Wakanda Forever, but
yeah, and Viola's my favorite actress. Like, if you ask me who's my number one top favorite actress, maybe even all time, is Viola Davis. She's wonderful in almost everything I've seen her in. So it's like, but this, I don't know.
But you know what? But I want to add something. I want to add something to that too, man. It's like Black Panther was supposed to be a step in the right direction because it showed black people as royalty. You know, because if you look at the history of cinema, well, what are two black stories that sell that make money? Hood movies and slavery movies. But you take a movie like, say, Boomerang with Eddie Murphy, where it's about you know, black executives, black owners, you know what I'm saying, successful black people. Those movies don't do good at the box office. So like the early 2000s, you had films like The Best Man, Two Can Play That Game, stuff like that, where it showed successful black people didn't make any money. But take it to the hood, or take it to the cotton field, Oscar nominations. It's crazy. Right. It's crazy.
Yeah,
and Black Panther was supposed to be the start of black royalty, but somehow we took a step fucking back.
No, that's real.
Yeah.
That's true.
I ain't mean to get all preachy, man, but I just want to point that out.
You're like right as far as the box office. Like, as far as, you know, box office performance, you have, you know, black royalty depicted in a way in Black Panther, and then you get over $1 billion film, almost $2 billion. It's like, right. Yeah, we're stepping in the right direction as far as depicting black people in a positive light. So yeah, and then we take a step backwards with some of the films that came after that. So you make a great point.
That's why, hey, you know, shouts out to people like Jordan Peele, like, you know, doing these horror movies and stuff.
Right.
You know, and putting a majority of black cast in it. He doesn't have to. He could have put white characters in these same positions in these certain movies, but he's like, you know what? I want to do these movies with a black cast in the lead. That's why I say the biggest thing we need that I want to see a lot for black people is some black sci-fi stuff. Black sci-fi or like magic related, like, you know, content, like sci-fi magic.
It ain't happen when you pick and choose what you want to support.
Bro, people don't like that slave shit, bro. Like, unless they gonna do some magic, unless they gonna be making slave masters disappear, like.
I just.
Oh, you know what? No. Wait.
It's not a slave movie. Like, it's not like 12 Years a Slave.
But these motherfuckers were slave catchers, though.
All right. Hear me out. I got a good movie pitch I think would be really good. Hear me out. A movie where we flip the script, instead of black people being slaves, it's all white people slaves, and we beat we go in on them. Hey,
you know what? The only film
that produced. You think white Hollywood is going to fund that movie? Absolutely.
No,
not.
Listen. The only one that can get away with doing that is Jordan. Hey, Jordan Peele's the only one that can get away with that. Jordan Peele's the only one that can get away with that because, like, look at Get Out. Like you look at Get Out, like, dude, how did that pass any studio? How did any, you know what I'm saying? That's a movie that white people definitely shouldn't have funded, but it happened. So Jordan Peele can make that happen.
Yep. So let's get into this winner, and then we get into the very last category.
Oh God! Everything.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, the Purp Awards was a success this year, I can say. Because last year was a little bit of a debacle.
Yep, Everything Everywhere All at Once was easily the best movie of the year. Just from even watching the behind the scenes, I still don't understand how they made this movie on such a low budget. Like they took like a $25 million budget or something like that, and they created this. It's a masterpiece, yo. To say
it really is.
It's a masterpiece from start to
it's
finish.
What Multiverse of Madness should have been.
That's why I said when I was like, bro, there's no way that like it's a coincidence that these two films like the themes of these films are very similar, like of Multiverse of Madness and whatnot. And it was crazy. Fun fact that originally this movie, Multiverse of Madness, and Into the Spider-Verse were slated to come out on the same day, which is crazy. Like, we were possibly almost gonna get like 3 multiverse movies in one day, but like obviously studios don't want to like cannibalize off each other like that. But I really enjoyed this. This was such a surprise. And A24 has just been on a roll this year, bro. And I just watched The Whale. That was really solid for with Brendan Fraser. And they've just been cranking out some really unique films this year. And I think they definitely, if an award had to go to a studio this year, it'd definitely be A24 hands down, bro.
Is that streaming right now, or do you have to go? Do you have to watch that in the theater?
It's streaming now. It's been out for a while now.
Okay.
But yeah, from the wackiness, but also it's all wacky, but it still manages to keep it grounded at the same time.
Because they grounded around the family. You know, the protagonist character, her relationship to her husband, and even more importantly, her relationship to her daughter. So it's this mother-daughter story that is at the heart of this entire film. And it really drives the the character arcs for both the mother and the daughter, as the father kind of has an arc as well. So underneath this crazy multiverse story, these crazy costumes and all this crazy stuff you probably never seen before, there's a very relatable story that deals with family, and it begins. The film begins on family and it ends on family. So. Then it gets credit for being a great depiction for Asian American families. They did a lot to kind of show the inner workings of how certain Asian American families work. And lastly, I think with Everything Everywhere All at Once, moving forward, I think it's going to be the definitive depiction for multiverse in a story. So I think a lot of people are going to pull from some of the groundwork that they laid versus pulling from stuff like maybe like Rick and Morty or Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I think people will pull from how Everything Everywhere All at Once constructed their multiverse to tell other multiverse stories moving forward. So I think it's an incredible film all around.
And I think it goes to show you also that, they're coming, like a lot of these smaller studios are coming to compete with the bigger. They might not be able to compete box office wise, but just off of just pure movies and just just the product, like they're definitely giving Marvel movies and a lot of these bigger budget movies that kind of really have been coming up short lately, a run for their money. And I think that's a good sign, because now it just forces other people to get more creative. Like, you see in more smaller movies getting like just more praise or just more attention and stuff. And I think that's what you're going to see more of in this decade, where it seems like a lot of what Hollywood wants to go, or what they're trying to usher in, is like these video game things, like video game movies or like shows. I think that's like a wave that they're trying to start. But I think what the real new wave is going to be more like these A24 type movies, smaller budget films, and horror and stuff like that. Those are going to be like really big in this decade.
I'm hoping Super Mario does $1 billion. I hope that's a fantastic movie that has a lot of success, because I really want to see a Smash Brothers movie. Like, I want to see them kind of build a little universe and then do a Smash Brothers movie. So I hope Super Mario is funny. I hope it's very good and entertaining, and I hope it does well at the box office.
I have an observation.
Okay.
You just spent 20 minutes slandering a black produced movie, and now you're propping up an Asian movie. I see you, bro. I see where your loyalty is.
What it is. That's what it is.
I
wish we got black content like this that was on the same level, but you know, we stuck doing slave movies.
Jordan Peele's trying, man. He's trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying, man. Sometimes he goes a little too out there, man, but he's trying.
Okay. The main event. Everybody's been waiting for this. For the most part. Channel of the Year award. You know what I'm saying? We got last year's winner, Showmonger here. You know what I'm saying? I think the people that I've picked for this are the best that stick out to me that I've been watching, because I always I don't watch every single video. You know, I try to watch a good enough amount of content. I'll subscribe to you. I'll just see your output, like how consistent you are. You know what I'm saying? Are you active on social media like that? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that stuff that kind of factors in. I like to choose people that start off like under 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like more smaller channels, stuff like that. I might expand it a little bit next year, depending on where I want to go with it. But yeah, that's pretty much how I chose these 5 channels, and I think they all have something really unique about them, and you should definitely sub to each one of their channels. I got like links to their channels, and if what I pick you might like somebody else out of this list, but the whole point is to kind of just highlight these creators and what they've done this year, and and what they could possibly do next year. Because last year Chillmonger came out the gate, with the 33 burning questions. You have Joe from Real Chef, like he's doing crazy. Like he's already, like when I nominated him, he was at like 1,000. Now he's at like 3K. Shouts to my homie Key from the Low Key Cave. Like he's already at like 10,000 now. It's just fucking crazy. It's just everybody's just doing really well, and that's why I like seeing people, collabing with one another. I like to see that as well. So that's. I'm glad I'm doing something, so it's something. So with that being said, let's get into the nominees.
I vote for Rhea.
So yeah, here you have it. You have our nominees: Raya, Dre, and J, the real rap nerd, Planet Fanatic, and Spoiler Kings. Now, I like all these channels, and I really like Spoiler Kings. Just the discussions they have. Shouts to Tank, shouts to Brandon and Brian and all them. It kind of I just like a good old fashioned discussion about movies, and there's just their insight on just different things amongst pop culture and whatnot. Dre and Jay, they are a reaction channel, and it's interesting because I don't normally like reaction channels, but I've been watching them for a while, and I've just liked their consistency and just the quality is there.
Take your time,
It threw
bro.
me off.
Take your time.
Yeah, it threw me off. It threw me off at first because I was like, is this like a deep fake where it's just like one person and they're playing twins and they're really twins and stuff. So they're pretty cool. The Real Rap Nerd, I really like him and his breakdown of movies as well. He has his whole blog, and he also does short films, which I put a link to that in the description. I want to see him kind of dive more into that because I feel like it's pretty interesting. I think with short films, it's really hard to. I find it fascinating to just be able to tell a story in such a short amount of time, whatever it may be. It could be just something visual, or it can actually have a whole fleshed out story. So, that's another reason why he stood out to me, and he's just really been grinding over the last few years. So, what I'm saying? Raya, she's dope, very consistent, probably the most organized person I've ever seen. Just, as far as just handling her stream, um, being able to,
Actually read the live chats.
yeah, read every single live chat because that shit's hard to do just to keep up with everything, but also trying to put on a show, and just her being really active on Twitter, and just like you'll be following her and just she'll put you on to something or a channel that might interest you. You know what I'm saying? And she's really heavy into that retro great gaming space and also just gaming in general, which is unique. You don't see much. Well, I'm not gonna say you don't see like female gamers like that, but I'm just saying I feel like she just has a unique style about herself. Then Planet Fanatics, these dudes are really interesting. I do not remember how I found it. I don't know if it was through you, Chill, or it was from Josh and them. But either way, I'm impressed, really impressed by these guys, Darius and all them. For them just starting this year and already like cracking over 1,000, and I go into some of their live streams. I'm just like, yo, like, how the fuck do y'all have like 90 people watching y'all? Like, I that's insane to me, bro. That's like that doesn't like I struggle to even get 10 people. There's 4 people watching right now, so it's like,
Hey,
it's
really
you 4 people. Now I want to know how the fuck do they do it then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was just like, yo, that's impressive. That's just lets me know the game's changing, bro. The YouTube game changing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I just like their grind as far as and just that whole collective over there, the production, the whole having multiple cameras, but it's just kind of stacked and it's just very clean. And just I really appreciate what they kind of bring to the table as far as that, and that's why I was like, yeah, I gotta put them on the list. So yeah, that's the nominees and stuff like that. So that being said, let's see who the winner is. Anybody have any thoughts or?
I think you're giving it to Darius.
What you mean?
Planet Fanatics.
I just want to know, are you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, just making sure, bro.
I want to say, for the record, I did lobby for a Chillmonger nomination.
Thank you.
I think, the 33 Burning Questions was a breakout star of last year, but I think it was even better this year. I think the recast the T'Challa movement
spearheaded by Chillmonger and his channel? Was it even, growth from last year? So I think, I think it was a lot of growth shown from the channel from year 1 to year 2 as far as content, and then the consistency to continue to come up with those questions week in and week out, on time, week in and week out, the show production week in and week out. But Purp explained to me that it's kind of, focusing on, like you said, new people and, different people. So that way different people get that shine. So I understood that. But I did lobby for a Chillmonger nomination and a Theo nomination too.
Yeah, you might like Spoiler Kings and Planet Fanatics and Theo too. But they will talk about getting T'Challa recast, the very important topic, right, LB?
Facts.
No. It's a waste of time.
Oh man. But yeah, it's that's how I always wanted to break it down, because I like how I broke it down to you. I wanted to kind of just be kind of sort of like how the XXL freshman list is, how they just pick like, people that kind of stand out that year. Now I might do something, like I said, I might do something where, how shows like Survivor and Big Brother, they'll bring back people that have been on previous, what I'm saying? I might do that at some point. There's an idea. But yeah, that's the list for this year, and I think everybody has the potential to do really crazy next year. It's really unpredictable. YouTube is a very unpredictable platform. Like anybody can just, blow off of one video or just a series of videos and stuff like that. Even though I still think their algorithm is trash, but that's like that's a whole nother thing. But let's get into the winner. So the winner is
Raya.
Hold up.
The Glimmering Harpy.
I don't got a crazy graphic for this, so bear with me. So
oh, I knew it.
Planet Fanatic.
Man, no love for women tonight, bro. No love.
Nah.
No,
But
this man,
for me, hold on. For me, though, no, like it just really came down to like Raya and Planet Fanatic, because I really do appreciate Raya and what she does as a content creator. This shit's not easy,
Raya.
But I'm just, huh?
Oh no, you talking, bro?
Oh, sure. No, I just yeah, I picked Planet Fanatic just because like I really think that they're gonna blow up next year. Just the fact that they got where they got in less than a year is just mind blowing to me. I'm just stuck on the whole like just how many people watch them live and shit. Just it's incredible.
Nice.
Yeah, just that's not no easy. It's like I said, it's hard to even get 10 people to watch. You know what I'm saying? So
And
for them to get like, for them to get them type of numbers, that's crazy for them just starting, because it's like, did they restart their channel just, you know what I'm saying? But nah, it's just they put in the work, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do, and everybody on this list. And, like I said, anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's.
May I add an additional thought?
Yeah.
Raya, if you're listening, he slandered Viola Davis also, so you're in great company tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. Plus, it wasn't no woman on the best songs list, even though Gorilla had the best. Gorilla and Cardi B had the best damn song, at least nomination wise.
The only women he propped up were Asian women, Raya. So, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
She's Asian.
Purp done got canceled. Oh shit.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusation. And
we did good this year. The Purple Wars was better this year than last year. Next year, at least get a female category or get best woman.
Something.
Yeah, we gotta get the ladies involved.
But Pearl did not win. Did Pearl not?
Pearl did win. Okay, Pearl did win.
You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't because it was a woman. Okay, we need some black woman representation. Purp, what's up, man? What you trying to tell us, bro? Come on, bro.
Y'all trying to trap me, bro. Y'all trying to trap me. Y'all trying to trap me, bro. You ain't gonna do that.
You trying to tell us something, bro?
Rhea's half Filipina, so she does represent the Asian women too. There's no winning. There's like a trick trap question.
But yeah, like I literally spent like so many days and
Not
months
thinking
like
about black women.
no. Like I really put a lot more into like thought into this year. Last year we didn't have that much content, so it was kind of hard. I was just like I'm surprised I was even able to like make a show last year just because of the lack of content because of like COVID and all that stuff. And, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier this year just because there was so much content. Next year's insane. I definitely want to go for 100 movies reviewed next year. I want to do that. That's why I see my other peers. They're already past that. Obviously, because they get like those screeners and stuff, so they're able to watch.
And that shit gets on my nerves, man. I don't know. I'm hating. I hate that shit, man.
Yeah, but not like screeners aren't hard to get. It's just like you just gotta do a little bit of research. It's like you know who you know, and I don't really like like a lot of those screeners just because they put the watermark on your shit, and that's just mad distracting. It's just.
I did get one screener invite, so that made me feel good. But there's a cat that I follow, and this motherfucker, every new movie, like big movie that comes out, he sees like 2 weeks early. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? He'll get on Facebook like, yeah, I'm going to see Wakanda Forever. I'm like, that don't come out for like in 2 weeks. Yeah, well, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. That's how I'm like, man, shut up.
No, I'm gonna put y'all up on some game though. Like, there are like websites and stuff that has like screeners to stuff, and then you can also contact the studios. And a lot of these people on YouTube, and this I'm not specifically talking about YouTube. This people in general. When they have a plug to something, they don't want to share because they somehow going to think if they share it, it's going to mess them up. So then maybe if you could find somebody that does get these things, you could ask them and see if they'll share the info.
There's some sites and stuff like certain like theater locations now that like more theaters are open now, like you'll be able to go to see those movies early and stuff. Like Tyler put me onto that as well. There's ways to do it, but like there's ways to do it. It's just like that depends on like how bad you want to see that movie, or like something like for me I could just wait, but for next year I definitely want to try to review way more movies because I seeing like other people like, oh yeah, I'm already like past 100. Some people are watch like close to like 200 and shit. Like it's just great.
Because that's how I know. I'll have to look for Warner Brothers one because I used to get screenings to see the DC movies. So that's like how I saw Birds of Prey like a week early. So I'm gonna look in my email to see if I can find.
So you actually like email like the studio or whatever, be like, hey, I'm a YouTuber, I review movies and.
They have websites and stuff where you can register to see their movies early and stuff. Yeah, man.
Purp, you might want to look into that. Let them know, like, shit, I watched 75 movies this year. Like, give me that.
Yeah, like it is funny though, because like Showtime did like send me like a DM through like Twitter, which was so weird. I was just like, they wanted to use like one of my tweets, but they didn't end up using it. But I still appreciate them even like reaching out to me, so that's cool.
Yeah, let them know. You put in a lot of work. Let them know. Send me that fucking screen. You should have been.
Let me get. I want some of these care packages. That's what the fuck I'll be getting. Just I want some of these care packages.
I put 2 links in the private chat.
Okay.
I tell you too. One of the biggest compliments is like when the director of the movie that you're reviewing actually comments on your video and was like, "Hey, thanks for the kind words in your review." Because Damien Leone, the director of Terrifier, he hit me up. He watched my review. Yeah, he watched my review. He's like, "Hey, man, we all saw your review. We loved it. Thanks for the word, the kind words." And I said, "Holy shit! Like, damn, this nigga is reaching out to me."
It's funny. That's crazy because I did a review on Snowfall season 2, the finale, and I completely ripped the fucking show. And the uncle on the show retweeted it, and Pedro had wrote a comment on there too. So I was like,
it's about Jerome, the actor that plays Jerome.
Jerome. Yeah, he retweeted it, and then Pedro, the actor who played Pedro, he had commented on the tweet too. Nice. But I ripped the fucking show. I mean, I'm like, I don't know if y'all watched the whole thing because I fucking killed that show. I didn't kill Uncle though, and I did kill Pedro, but I ripped the fucking. I ripped so all apart. So I was like, shit.
But that's cool if actors that have like they can have tough skin like that. They can they could take the the constructive criticism. They don't have to like attack you on it like that.
Right.
I lean towards they didn't watch it. They just said, "Okay, this is positive. Let's do outreach for engagement." They didn't actually watch.
That
They couldn't have. They couldn't have. I told it was one of my most viewed, my most viewed videos until even recently. But yeah, I let that show have it because it was like, because I think I started off by saying this. It was a good episode, but a bad season. The finale was a good episode, but the whole season as a total was bad. So they probably didn't watch it, but whatever.
Yeah, you gotta come back to the power reviews and Snowfall.
Yeah,
should review the final season.
Of Power?
Yeah, give it a good, bad, and ugly.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get it packed cracking for sure. Hopefully, I'll be on the list next year of top channels. Hopefully, I get my ass in gear and start producing some content.
Well, you have a leg up. You're not a woman.
Yeah, true.
That's funny as hell.
I got a bit of an advantage.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but see, if I put all women on here, it'd be like, oh, now Purp's woke now.
No. If you did that,
they're gonna Purp with that woke bullshit.
Yeah, you'll be simping.
Yeah, they'll call me simp-minded. I'll never live.
That's some
Yeah, man,
shit.
this was fun. I also wanted to show off my Letterboxd list is complete now. I'm not gonna review no more movies this year. I'm done. Till next year, because I want to take some nice little break before we get to 2023. That's going to be here before you know it. I already have my intro done for that. I might put some extras on that because I just figured out how to do fucking green screen shit. I was like, damn, this whole time, this is how you do it. I was just like, okay, that's different. So I'm gonna definitely play around with that next year with my intros and stuff like that. As far as what's next after this, I think my last review will be, like I said, Alice in Borderland Season 2. I can't wait for that shit. That's fire. Other than that, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this little break that I got. But here's my Letterboxd list here. It looks like a jumbled mess, but that's the only way I can really show it all off. It's really bothering me, like my OCD's kicking in because like there's 2 spots here missing, and it's just like grayed out. It's weird to me. But like I said, I do regret not reviewing like See No Evil and like The Innocents. I just don't. I just wasn't. I didn't feel like it at the time. But
hold up. So this is your movies in order?
Yeah.
Like your favorite movies in order?
Yeah, but like it's all combined together, so it kind of looks weird. But from left to right, it starts.
Okay, yeah. I see the numbers now. Okay, gotcha. I was about to question this Top Gun thing for a second, but I see the
yeah, Top Gun's in there like that second to last middle row. Yeah. So yeah, these are all the movies that I've reviewed and watched and stuff like that. For people that are curious.
I forgot about Chippendale. Chippendale was good.
Yeah, Chippendale was
hilarious.
Yeah, that was a pleasant surprise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna go through all these. Like that'll be a whole nother 2 hours. Yeah, we're not doing that. But I just wanted to show this.
Pray. Yeah, post it in the Discord too.
Okay. Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate everybody that pulled up in the beginning. If y'all got y'all movies, let me know. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't, that just lets me know you ain't watched the stream. So you just exposed yourself. So but all jokes aside, I do appreciate it. I put a lot of time into just making all this, and it's difficult. It's very difficult. I need to get myself a laptop device, you know what I'm saying, to make things easier to click and stuff. Doing all these fits with your thumbs is not that it's a little tedious, but
The pawn shop be having them for a couple $100. You go to a pawn shop like $200 to find a decent laptop.
You know, making videos while you're driving on the interstate is kind of tough, bro.
No, it's very easy. Very easy. Very easy.
Yeah, I got me one from the pawn shop. Remember, I went down there and found like a little HP. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? Powerful chip in it for like 200.
Yeah,
like you could tell them what you want to pay. They'll give. You know, they don't give a shit.
I don't want to go too crazy with like the laptop. Like I said, I just need something decent that'll run. Maybe probably start fucking around with like OBS and stuff like that. Because I'm tired of StreamYards. And I'm just paying a bunch of money and barely using it. So.
I got some other ways you can get a computer, but you know we can't talk about that on the stream.
Yeah. You can definitely do that. You can kick a motherfucking door down. But anyways,
dress up like the Batman a little bit.
But I will give some advice, like just because a lot of people ask me like, how do you drop so many videos? I just pre-plan. Like I'll make a bunch of thumbnails. Like I'll sit there in my room, like who was in here saying like, all you do is sit in the room? Yeah, for the most part, yeah, I sit in my room. Just I'll just be creating all the time. Like I don't really take no days off. I also, as far as the movies and other stuff, like I always look at what's coming out each month, and that's how I plan my content and stuff. I plan around that stuff. So if it wasn't for that, I would probably miss a lot of shit.
Yeah, you definitely the GOAT, bro. You definitely the only motherfucker I know watch all this shit like this. Not the 75 plus movies, and then the shows, the series, all the that's the most incredible part, because it's one thing to go watch a movie for 2 hours, it's another thing to invest in a 10-hour show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's incredible too. So you're definitely putting in the most work around here. So you need your own recognition too, because you're definitely getting it in.
I appreciate it. It's all about timing. That's time management. It's a thing. And I like it though. It's like making me more organized in real life. So it's like it works out. So anybody got any final thoughts?
Nope.
Nah, this year was better than last year. I was really anticipating this. I've been watching closely. I've been watching that letterbox closely. I've been watching everything real closely. And I think, we did a good job this year, with the Purp Awards. But a critique going into next year, we do need to get the women more involved. So let's see if we can get some more women songs listened to, some more women movies watched. We got to get the women, specifically the black women. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Well, look, I'm just happy I was invited. I was just happy to be invited on, man. So I appreciate you bringing me on the panel, old head like myself. So I appreciate that.
Funny story. Since you talk about old heads, right? I was telling the story, like this happened to me the other day. I went to a Crown Fry. I don't know if people know what Crown Fry is. It's a chicken spot. You can get anything there. You can get condoms there. You can get blunts, everything, bro. It's lovely. So I'm in there. I just gotta get changed because I'm about to go pick up some bud. You know what I'm saying? So these two dudes walk in, and it's like, yo, old head. I was like, I don't know who the fuck they talking to. They must be talking to the dude at the store, at the counter. He's like, yo, old head. I was like, oh, they talking to me. Like, I'm old head. Like, I'm not that. Like, I'm only like 31. Like, y'all look the same age about me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was like a revelation, or just like the thing I had to deal with. I was like, damn, I'm old now.
You got your old head wake up moment.
It gets worse. Just like my uncle says, keep living, boy. Keep living. One day you're gonna get old.
Yeah, man. I had fun this year. It was a rocky start. Like, it was really stressful. Like, outside of YouTube shit and crazy. But definitely ended better. Next year, I got some new ideas as far like a horror podcast. I want to kind of.
Bro, you've been talking about that for like 3 years now, bro.
Yeah, I really want to do that. But I don't want to rush into it because I could have launched it this year, but it would have felt rushed. I got like this whole outline of it, and we'll see where it goes because I haven't started like really going deep into just the planning stages. I already know like exactly like my titles and what I want to do and stuff like that. I got like 3 seasons already in the works. I just gotta find the people that are willing to give up their life to me for like at least 10 weeks. So
yeah, that's the hard part always.
Yeah. So with that being said, like I said, I appreciate everybody pulling up panel. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right,
y'all are dope. And I will see y'all next year.
All right.
Peace.
Peace, everyone. Check out Planet Fanatix talking about Wakanda Forever.
Fuck them.